Hello and welcome again, everyone. Uh, it is late or early, depending on how you look at it. It is 4:20 in the morning. It's probably a different time when you're actually watching this, if anyone actually does watch this. But I mean, I was contemplating streaming this really quick because it's not really a cohesive narrative for a video, but in case I get too tired and I have to finish this the next day or the same day later, whatever. I decided I'll just make a video on this really quick instead. So, I have my cup of coffee though. I think I'm ready to go because today's podcast was fucking insane, and I just wanted to go over it super quick. Actually, let me just no, it's on headphones. Okay, we're good. So, without much further ado, I mean, I'm sure most people already know what happened, or so if you know what happened, there's no reason to stick around, dude. You might as well just leave. But if you want, feel free to stick with me and uh, relive this horror again and again. It's for all time on the internet. And if anyone is watching this from the future, how is things in the future? Did Trump ever get arrested? Did aliens actually show up and land? How, like, what's going on? What's it like where you live? I kind of want to be with you right now, honestly. I'd rather not be here. But I'm here and you're there, and together we can get through this. So let's find out what happened today. That's some good coffee.
Alrighty, everyone. So good morning. It is Saturday, the 5th of August, 2023. I'm DSP. Welcome to the podcast. Time for a break for Street Fighter after having played it a ton back on Wednesday and then all day yesterday. We have the entire weekend away from it. So for those of you who are like, oh, I'm so Street Fightered out, well, you're in luck. There will be no Street Fighter today, nor will there be any Street Fighter 6 tomorrow, okay?
Thank God.
We've got an eventful show today. Why? Because I have updates on pretty much everything that we talked about yesterday. To the point where I want to have further discussion with everyone about the future. We'll do that. We're going to talk about everything. First of all, Street Fighter, big update because I did so well yesterday. I actually have the stats. I think your jaw might drop when you hear these statistics. Like, what? But in addition to that, in regards to this mini PC that I got yesterday, man, I have gotten a bunch of information regarding this style of device. Some good and some bad, I suppose. So I want to give you an update on there and some things that I'm doing in preparation to get that thing up and running tomorrow, to see how it works. I'm going to talk more about...
Dude, your autofocus is terrible.
A new joystick for my PlayStation 5.
Like, it's adjusting so often, it's like pulsing.
And I want to, obviously have that discussion.
And every time he sways back and forth, it forces the auto adjust to like readjust.
Expensive and drop all of that.
So like stop moving so much and your auto adjust wouldn't go crazy, or just shut it off.
And of course, today is the end of Final Fantasy 16. After a month and a half playing this darned game, today we see how it all ends. And I think we're all excited for various different reasons. People who like the game want to see how I'm going to, commentate on the ending. For those who don't like the game, they just want it done. And the fact that it's finishing today, they're excited. So I will be giving my full opinion.
Kind of waiting for Street Fighter 6 to end, to be honest. I'm getting kind of bored of it.
Then we'll move on to bigger and better stuff and or more interesting stuff for this month. This is my anniversary celebration month.
Doesn't mean jack.
And so I have a great idea, of course, of what I want to play next. So we'll talk about that on the show. But how's everyone doing?
Ain't this the show now? Well. Like, what other show is the show?
Many people this weekend who are into fighting games are watching EVO. or the Evolution Fighting Game Championship Series, which is the giant national tournament held in Las Vegas.
Which you aren't there
I have not
because you
seen
suck.
a single second of footage of it. I'm doing my usual work here, and
Work my ass.
doesn't really afford me the time to go watch the live streams of it when they're coinciding with my own streams. You know, some people have asked me, will I watch any Evo? I might, like, once it's over. Then maybe I'll go back and I'll watch, like, the top 8, you know, gameplay and see how people are playing this game at top levels and see if any of the characters they're using are the ones that I'm using and that we can implement in gameplay. Although I'd be surprised because, as you know, the top tiers in this game are not who I'm using, right? Honda's not top tier. Blanca's not considered top tier. You know, maybe Luke, but I really have stayed away from most of the characters that are considered top tier in Street Fighter 6. You know, Guile, Chun-Li, Juri, Ken, to name a few. Cammy. I haven't even touched them. So, you know, I don't know if I'll necessarily learn anything by watching the Evo finals, but maybe it depends on who's in them.
You're not going to learn shit by watching anyone.
Anyway, for those of you who are watching, enjoy, obviously. I'm sure you guys will tell me if anything crazy is going on. I really haven't, like I said, followed it at all because, you know, I'm just too busy with all my own stuff. But, you know, after the dust settles and people get back to normal, I'm sure a lot of people will want to be talking fighting games, and that's why one of the discussions we're having here is about the future of fighting games on DSP Gaming and how seriously I take them, and you know, upgrades and all of that. And this is funny because I totally wouldn't have even had that discussion if it weren't for Street Fighter 6 not only being such a good game, but me actually getting good at it and people enjoying that and supporting that. Because I had no clue. You know, 2.5 months ago, we had no idea that, you know, I was going to like Street Fighter 6 and end up playing it enough that I get good at it, and now it's a part of my rotation that everyone's enjoying, right? It could have been hit or miss. Like, a lot of these fighting games, they come out, I play them for a week, okay, I play through the story, I jump online for a little bit, and after a couple weeks, I'm bored with it. In this case, I'm the opposite. Like, I want to play more Street Fighter 6. I want to learn new characters. Look at what happened yesterday with Honda, which we're going to talk about in a second. So, yeah, good stuff. And I hope that you guys, again, will continue to give me your feedback and continue to let me know what you think of my fighting game coverage. Let's start talking about yesterday's Street Fighter 6. All right, let's do that.
Let's
talk about the whole joystick situation and see what you guys think. Again, I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't get much feedback. And that's a little disheartening because the fact that there is a group of people who are watching me play all the fighting games, you know, and they're looking forward to MK1 and Tekken when it comes out, and I didn't get feedback in the last 24 hours on what I talked about yesterday, and it's a little, I don't know, it makes me wonder if I should really be caring as much as I'm caring. So let's talk about it, okay?
So bottom line is
Street Fighter Friday, okay? And I said, you know what? I want to go back to a character that I only played at the launch of Street Fighter 6 over 2 months ago, E Honda. This is a character.
So bottom line is, he got gifted like in Christmas last year a new Xbox Series X joystick, a fighting stick, like arcade fighting stick type thing, right? And he bragged about switching the buttons out for Sanwa buttons or some big deal, whatever, it is what it is, right? And keep in mind, Street Fighter 6 offers crossplay between PC, PS4, or PS4, PS5, and Xbox. Right? So you don't, if you have a fighting stick for Xbox Series X, that's good enough. Because you don't have to worry about the game on, so in general, people kind of assume that, like, for fighting games, more people will be on PlayStation and PC as opposed to Xbox. When you think fighting games, not that many people are gonna think, oh, I'm gonna hop on the Xbox for that, right? It's more PlayStation and PC. But it shouldn't matter for Street Fighter 6 because that is cross-play. I want you to keep that in mind for later on, because that's gonna be relevant in a bit here.
I'm doing kick into mix up into a combo or into a throw. Sometimes just wait and then do a command throw, which does big damage. So I'm doing all this stuff. Wow, this is actually quite effective. And you know, anti-air.
Also, why he's talking about this bullshit, boring shit? Because this isn't why we're here. It's not this one.
And I went to casual played for about 45 minutes. I said, all right, we're ready for ranked. So I played 2 hours of ranked. on yesterday's first stream.
But
okay? And
while he is here, I
I
might as well get this done with because I'm not going to dedicate a whole ass video to it. It's not worth it. He was making this massive fucking big deal about reaching master rank, right? And no one gives two shits about master rank. He really don't. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. Like, it was gonna happen eventually anyway. I mean, if you play the game enough anyway, you're bound to get up to master rank. And apparently, once you're in master rank, you can't dip out of master rank anyway. So even if you suck hard in ranked, like, you're not gonna go down to diamond again, right? And you could easily just grind against scrubs enough to get up to master rank. The algorithm to get to master is very, very lenient. So it's bound to happen eventually. It doesn't really matter that much for anyone. If anyone plays Street Fighter 6 enough, you're gonna make it to master eventually, right? But he was bragging so goddamn hard lately. But I made it to master rank, and this proves that I'm actually the best at this game, and I'm amazing at this game. And all the people who ever said I suck at Street Fighter is wrong, and this proves I'm wrong. Which just isn't true at all. I'm like, this doesn't prove that you're amazing at all Street Fighters all the time or anything. And no one's ever said he sucks completely at Street Fighter. Obviously, he had to be somewhat decent to make it into EVO qualifiers. No, wait, to make it into the EVO itself, I mean. Or to get 4th place. But that's in Street Fighter 2, and also that was because it was such a fucked up port of Street Fighter 2 anyway. So that's the only reason why he got as far as he did, was because it was a fucked up port, and that many people in the fighting game community didn't bother going to EVO that year anyway.
So in one day, think of it this way. In one day, after not having touched a character in 2.5 months, I went from 1-star to 3-star diamond. I had over 60 match wins and only around 30 to 35 losses. So big win.
But he's acting like this is like the biggest accomplishment he's ever had in his whole life. And I'm like, this just makes you look so pathetic, Phil. It's like extremely pathetic.
Yeah.
Right?
I was blown away, man. I was like, wow.
Because most normal people, like, okay, fine, you're good at a game. That shouldn't be like the defining moment of this year or this month even. What's the defining moment of this half of the year or this month or this year? Oh, well, I mean, master. No, most people would be like, I got married, I had a kid, I paid off a big bill finally, so I cleared off all my debt, I bought a house, like normal adult things kind of thing, right? But making master rank only in one character, mind you. This isn't getting master in every single character. No. This is just one character. Okay? One character. It doesn't matter that much, right?
I would never expected that I was going to do that.
And I know GTG says this. I echo his thoughts exactly, where it's like, it's never been about competing or getting good at Street Fighter and fighting games. To him, all that matters is the status. It's the status and appearance that he's good that matters. Because he can't, it will be a blow against his ego, and he wants his ego uplifted, so he wants to appear that he's good at fighting games, even though he's not, right? So, having one of his characters be in master rank only means, like, it's making him look like he's good at Street Fighter, but it really doesn't mean much, honestly. Right? It just means, like, you gotta waste a lot of time grinding to get there, that's all. But he's going on and on about how good he is and trying to compare himself with other fighting game people. Like, people in the FGC already reached master like twice as fast as you did. and have multiple characters in Master. It's not just one character. On top of that, there is a higher rank, higher than Master. I think it's called Legends, or Legend rank, or something like that. And there's no way in hell Phil's getting that high. I don't think so. Because if you think about it, he just kind of fucked himself over with this whole Master rank. Because now that he's in Master with not Honda.
You'll still barely move the needle. So we're kind of there forever. At this point, I would really have to lose so much.
What the fuck was the character's name?
I have an overall positive.
Blanca. Sorry. Now that he's a Master rank with Blanca. Now that he's a Master rank with Blanca, right? He's kind of fucked himself over now. Because he cannot play Blanca ever again. Because when he plays Blanca now, he's actually going to be going up against Master level players, which are actually tryhards. Well, in his words, tryhards, who are actually really fucking good at the game. And he's going to get his ass kicked. And the thing that Phil likes the most in Street Fighter is beating up scrubs and making it look like he's good at the game. So if he beats up these noobs, it makes him look good at the game. It makes him look like a good fighting game player when he's really not. So if it was up to him, he would always play against these like noobs and people who suck at the game. So if he ever wants to play Blanca again, he's actually going to have to fight up against these like really try-hard, really good players, and he's going to get his ass kicked in. So it's like, I almost guarantee we're not going to see him playing Blanca in Master rank anytime fucking soon. Because as soon as he got Blanca to Master rank, he's like, okay, well, we're done with Blanca. I think you guys seen enough of me playing him. Let's change to different characters. Like right now, he was talking about him playing E Honda or whatever for a while. Yesterday, I think. And it's like, well, why aren't you playing Blanca anymore, Phil? I wonder. It's because, I got a character to Master. That's all I really care about is the status of that. So now I'm going to go into other characters and play that so I can keep beating up scrubs so I don't have to actually fight against actual good opponents or anything like that, because I don't want to actually learn anything or care about the competitive nature of the game itself or anything like that. I just care about the status of it. The status of appearing as a good fighting game player. That's all he really cares about, right?
Really great day yesterday. Now, to tie into this subject, let's do a follow-up on the topic that we talked about yesterday. If you watched yesterday's show, you know what I'm talking about. So, here's the deal, all right? We were talking about Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1's beta launches on August 18th. It's the 18th and 19th.
That's not what I wanted to talk about, so.
All 4 days, but obviously, I would like to play a couple of those days and make content of the game. The problem with this beta is that it is not cross-platform like the Street Fighter 6 beta was. It's only platform-specific, and it's already been announced, although Mortal Kombat 1 will be cross-platform eventually, that is something that they're going to patch in later. At launch, you will be stuck only playing against the people who are on the platform you bought the game for. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Currently, with the 2 console platforms that are available to play fighting games on, PS5, no exaggeration, is about 80% of the game sales. Xbox is only around 15 to 20%. So fighting games, if you want to get a good player base, you've got to get a game on PS5 right now, unless it's cross-platform. I looked out with Street Fighter 6, it's cross-platform. So it didn't matter that I got it on Xbox. I could play against everyone, and it didn't matter. You always get matches. But if I
keep this in mind too.
Chances are, for the beta and probably the first couple of months of this game being out, I'm barely gonna have anyone to play against. There may be days, let's play it online. There's only the same 3 people over and over because that's the only people playing it on Xbox.
Because that's gonna be another major thing.
Problem. All right. And
because that's what I said before. I've told you this. It's like most fighting game players are going to be sticking to PlayStation fighting games, not Xbox.
We discussed this yesterday, and people are like, well, just get it on PlayStation now. I'm like, well, I could, but the problem is, I don't have a good controller for PlayStation. Allow me to show you what I mean, because I didn't show you yesterday, but now I'll show you.
AKA, time to start begging, folks. It's time to start begging, because I don't have a good arcade fighting stick for PlayStation 5. I just have this piece of shit one, which in honesty works perfectly fine anyway, to be honest. But he's gonna go over here and try to show you, look how old and crappy this thing is.
So
I gotta beg for a new one.
Is my joystick that I have for PlayStation. It's PS4, PS5, although it was designed for PS4. It's
Totally looks fine. Looks like a normal arcade fighting stick, Phil.
The Hori Real Arcade Pro for joystick.
Hori is a good brand, so what's the problem? This looks like a totally legitimate normal arcade stick. And if it works for PS4 and PS5, okay, it's fine.
I bought this joystick right before the beta for Street Fighter V came out. I bought it at Fry's, which is a game or electronics store that doesn't exist anymore. They went out of business. Okay,
so it still works. It's still brand name.
Is worn. You can even see there's corrosion all over the bottom side.
Oh my gosh! Look at this begging.
Over the years, this joystick I used for Street Fighter V. I used it for Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. I used it for Injustice 2. I used it for Tekken.
Still works though. It doesn't matter how many games you use this for. This is such extensive begging he's doing right here, and I'm not a fighting game player. I don't really understand, I guess, but it's like, how much of a difference would using one of these arcade sticks equal compared to using a normal controller? I don't think using a normal controller would be that much difference or affect your game or your skills that much more by using one of these as opposed to a normal controller. I just don't understand. Maybe it does affect a difference or something. Like, but if you're really that, if you claim you're that fucking good at fighting games, as good as you claim to be, then those skills should carry over even to a normal controller as opposed to these. But there's nothing wrong with this one anyway. So what? And who cares how many fucking games you played on this thing? It's still functioning. It still works. And Hori is a good brand fighting stick. It's a really good, reliable brand that, like, so as long as it fucking works, why are you bitching about it?
All the retro
and he's already like setting up a long beg here for
Capcom Fighting Collection. All right, so it's worn out, it's beat up.
Doesn't matter.
Buttons, they're all right, but they're definitely worn. Like, I use this joystick so much that I can tell you right now those buttons are kind of shot. And
can't you replace those buttons? Like, ain't it like really cheap to buy like replacement buttons and just switch out the buttons on them? I'm pretty sure you do. Like, instead of paying an extra, what, $100 or $200 for a new arcade stick, you could just fucking switch out the buttons for cheap.
The joystick too, from playing it. Now, is it broken? No. I could use it. Right now I can play games on it, all right? But it's really weird. And, you know, in general, when you're someone who's a competitive fighting game player, joysticks you want...
But you're not a fucking competitive fighting game player, Phil. How many goddamn times have you claimed and said, I'm not a competitive fighting game player. I'm a former competitive fighting game player. You're not a competitive fighting game player. And I almost guarantee you this is going to be a moot point anyway, because you're not going to stick with Mortal Kombat 1. When Mortal Kombat 1 comes out, you're not going to stick with it for a very long time. You're going to play it for like maybe a couple weeks. You're going to get pissed off and go back to Street Fighter 6.
You want to swap out every couple of years, or you want to completely overhaul the joystick. Like, you want to open it up, you want to change all the components out.
So do that.
You want to do all that. And quite honestly, you know, I haven't done that because it's so old, right? And, you know, I haven't played fighting games on Oh, by the way, the door, like, this supposed to have a door here. You put your wire inside, the door just comes right off. It's supposed to stay out. It pops right off by accident, you know. Like I said, it's worn out. So
this is a long bag. Holy shit.
Absolutely wanted to play fighting games on PlayStation, I could use this joystick. But it's definitely worn out. And being that now, let's be honest, I am playing games at a higher level. It's not like we capped.
Oh my god. No, you're really fucking not, Phil. Holy shit. You're not playing games any better. You're not playing fighting games any better than you were a year ago. You're the same level. Your fighting game skills have not improved. You're still as predictable as fucking ever. Holy shit.
Playing and dicking around. I actually got pretty good at Street
You're
Fighter
still
6, right?
dicking around, Phil.
And people are enjoying seeing me play at a higher competitive level. You want to see me do...
No, not really. They're enjoying watching you be a salty little bitch and using every excuse in the book every time you lose.
Jobbing out and messing around and quitting the game after a couple of weeks. You like seeing me invest time and learn characters and all of that, right? So
not really.
The way I see it...
You like this, right? You like this. You like when I do this thing. So you gotta give me money, more money, to keep doing this thing that you guys like so much.
It is, if I'm going to tackle fighting games in the future in a more serious manner, I need to have better equipment, all right? So...
Holy shit.
I'm storing the cord inside here. Let me see if I can even get this.
oh, if I can only even put this back on, I don't even know if I can do this. This is such a bad beg. So I know this whole fucking pre-stream podcast thing here, whatever the fuck he calls it, like it's just an extended begging section, like a massive begging section. The whole fucking stream from this point on is just begging all the goddamn time, and you're gonna see that afterwards. It doesn't even matter anyway because like he ended up still spending a lot of money anyway. That isn't really his money anyway, but...
break it? I hope not. I hope I didn't just break my joystick door. That would suck.
Why? You're gonna buy a new one anyway.
So there you go. I stored the cord inside it. Here's the thing. Can this joystick be upgraded? Yes, but it's not meant to be. Meaning, inside there's probably seals and things that make it not as easy to upgrade. It probably has maybe even soldering on the inside of certain components. While this joystick, the current joystick I use for my Xbox, is meant to be a fully moddable joystick. It's meant to be, you open it easily. It's got a button where this thing is on a hinge. And you open the stick, and now you can easily go inside. That's what I did. I just upgraded my buttons to be soundable buttons instead of the stock buttons. This one is meant for upgrades. That's designed that way, okay? That joystick is not. That joystick would probably...
Again, the only fighting game that you're mostly going to stick with is Street Fighter 6, which is cross-play. Guarantee you, you're not really... And this is for a beta he's talking about, by the way. Mortal Kombat 1 is not out yet. It's probably not going to be out for a little while anyway. He's talking about a fucking beta, and he's trying to milk for a fucking new joystick for a beta. Okay? And on top of that, like, bitch, just use a fucking normal-ass controller then. Like, it's not that bad. Or use the old one you have. You're not going to be playing... Even if you had the most top-of-the-line, pristine, super expensive fucking arcade stick, that's not going to change your skill set. That's not going to make you any better or any worse at the game. You're only as good as your actual core skills and fundamentals are. Okay? In this case, in these like professional fighting game players, even though he's not a professional, professional fighting, yeah, but he's not a professional. But in this case, in the fighting game community, whatever, it's like yeah, like the quality of your arcade stick or something is very minute compared to your actual skills. Like Justin Wong, Maximilian, all these like really good fighting game community. Wait, yeah, I'm using the right word, right? Fighting game community people, they could take the most beat up piece of shit fucking joystick and still kick Phil's ass. Even when he had a top of the line, most elite fucking joystick, if you give him that handicap, they would still kick his ass 9 times out of 10, no matter what anyway. Because he has no real skills. He has the basics down, but that's about it. And he's super predictable. And getting a brand new top-of-the-line joystick is not going to improve that or change that.
It would be a chore to open it up, change the components, and do everything.
Oh, it's a chore. I don't want to have to do that. So give me $200 for a new thing.
Until the Mortal Kombat 1 beta, all right? And I got to decide what format to buy the thing on. And, you know, I'm thinking, hey, I could get it on Xbox. Probably there won't be a lot of people to play the beta against, all right? Because it's going to be such a small
You don't even know if you're going to like the game or not.
Playing for weeks and weeks, if not months. And here's the thing, too. I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm going to like Mortal Kombat 1 as much as, say, Street Fighter 6.
That's what I just said.
Mortal Kombat is not my forte. Mortal Kombat is not a game that I've played insane amounts over the years. I played it in arcades. I played the, Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11. I liked them all. But these are not games that I grew up playing as much as Street Fighter or loved as much or ever really entered tournaments for. I'm not saying I'm going to do that either because I'm not even doing that with Street Fighter 6. But, if I'm going to take it seriously and try to at least give it a shot competitively, then I should be playing it on PlayStation. It's just a no-brainer.
But you're not a competitive fighting game player. Competitive fighting game player would mean you're going to tournaments, Phil. Playing online doesn't automatically make you a competitive fighting game player. That would mean every single person playing Street Fighter 6 in ranked is a competitive fighting game player. And that's not the case. You have to actually go to tournaments and shits. You got to go to qualifiers and all that stuff. If you were a competitive professional fighting game player, you would be at EVO right now. And you're not. So you're not a competitive fucking fighting game player.
Brainer. There's no one
You're
who's playing this on
has-been.
Xbox who's serious about the game. Xbox players will be fuck around players. We're just here to mess around with the game. We don't really care about competition because if we did, we would get it on PlayStation. You understand? So
That's you.
I'm gonna get it on PlayStation. I hate to say it. This joystick, nearly a decade old, is beat up, busted up, and probably needs to be retired.
For a game I'm not even sure I'm gonna like.
Play it on this stick. And so we have two options for new sticks on PS5. I talked about them yesterday. Okay, let me go put this back.
Oh my gosh! In the middle of my podcast.
So, one option, all right.
You give me money. The other option is you give me money.
But for PlayStation, it's the same exact one, the Fighting Stick Alpha. It's $200. But
yeah,
I would have to upgrade the buttons. Like I said, the stock buttons, I didn't really like as much. I used them for 2 months.
Oh my fucking god, this bag!
Amazon, and I bought the Sanwa buttons, and these are really good. So I would definitely want to do that again with that stick. And it was about $20 to buy the set of buttons. So that joystick is $200, and then I want to buy Sanwa buttons. The bummer is that the joystick, I would probably want to get a Sanwa stick as well. Now, someone contacted me.
You see
said,
this fucking bag?
Look at this. A lot of the sellers on Amazon selling Sanwa joysticks are selling knockoffs. That they have a friend who did buy components off of Amazon, and a lot of the joysticks on there are baloney joysticks. They're junk. And it sucks because Amazon doesn't know the difference. So they sell it through official channels, and they have no idea that they're selling junk components. They're not really good. That if I wanted to get a Sanwa joystick, I probably should not buy it off of Amazon, but instead I should try to find it from a reseller. That means it's going to be more expensive. There's going to be shipping costs.
Holy shit. Philip, boy, this bag is out of control. Were we on, like, BegCon 4 the whole goddamn day from the start? And I think you only ended up getting, like, $12 for the night stream anyway. But Jesus Christ.
So, it's not that I couldn't get that joystick and upgrade it, but it would be a little more expensive. You're talking $200 plus $20 for the buttons, plus having to go to a third-party site to buy the Sanwa joystick, which is probably going to be around $30 plus shipping. So you're talking probably all in all ends, probably between $250 to $300. All right. The other option.
It would probably be about like $1,000 to upgrade my joystick, guys. So you might have to fork it over. I know I just paid $1,000 for a tire and $1,000 for spark plugs. And $1,000 for Jasper's medicine, but fuck that, because fuck Jasper. I don't need that. But I'll pay $500 for a new joystick and a new copy of Street Fighter 6 on the PlayStation 5. But fuck Jasper, he's on his own.
Is not a Hori joystick at all, but a Kanba joystick. All right, and this joystick is called, hold on, the Kanba.
Or you could just fucking play the game on Xbox and stop being a little fucking bitch. Cause you're not even gonna like Mortal Kombat 1 in that much as much as Street Fighter 6 anyway. So just stick with fucking Street Fighter 6, you dumbass.
Q7 Obsidian 2. Alright? That joystick is big. So this one is that joystick is like even longer, and it weighs 7 pounds. I would say this joystick weighs about 3 pounds. Okay, it's very lightweight. That one is a 7-pound joystick. It's meant to be a giant, sturdy ass joystick. Okay? It's got all Sanwa parts on by default, and it's the highest tournament grade to parts, the ones that all the pro players think are the absolute best. Those are the ones you want in your stick. That's what's in that joystick, okay? So that's pretty cool. Of course, what's the catch? The catch is the cost. It costs $320 on Amazon. It's a big investment. It's a big investment, $320, right? So,
and it won't affect your gameplay at all, because you're still gonna be a really bad player. Not the worst player, no, but he's gonna be a mediocre player at best. And he's not going to improve, and all these fancy new equipments or whatever is not going to change his gameplay in the slightest.
Well, that's why I'm a little skeptical. That's a big investment, $320 for a joystick. I mean, the good news is, from now on, moving forward, I would play fighting games on PS5. And in fact, I'm considering rebuying Street Fighter 6 on PS5 and kind of starting over. I know that would suck because I just hit Master with Blanca, and I'm climbing the ranks with my Honda. But I'll be honest with you, I do feel like if I started over in Street Fighter 6, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Because here's why. You saw how quickly I'm raising in ranks now with new characters. Probably just doing placement matches, I'll end up in higher platinum or diamond. And then after playing a little more, a couple sessions, I'm probably going to be near master anyway. Like, look at Honda, right? So I'm really not too worried about it. I mean, yes, two months of time.
All right, so this is kind of getting into part of what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, this is basically just smurfing your account. I think it's called smurfing your account. It's like if you have 2 different accounts, and one of your account, I think of it's not just a fighting game thing, but it's like your main account is like really, really fucking high level, but you create a new account with lower level, and so people that are fighting you or playing you against you think you're going to be some scrub, but you're really like more advanced in the game than scrubs and newbies, and you end up kicking their asses for whatever reason. And yeah, so that's what he's doing. He's trying to smurf his account, and he knows that he can't ever play Blanca again on Xbox because he fucked up or whatever and ascended to master rank or whatever. So if he ever wants to play Blanca again, he can't play it on Xbox, because if he does, he's going to get his ass kicked, and that's going to be a huge blow to his ego, and he can't handle that. So now he's trying to fucking make a buy the PS5 game so he could play Blanca again and continue beating up on scrubs and newbies with Blanca and other characters that he likes, without having to worry about actually getting his ass kicked until he gets higher in the ranks, if he even tries to go for higher in the ranks. But this also just goes to show how easy it really is to ascend to master rank in this game, because it's like, as long as you invest time in it and your patience, you're going to eventually get to master rank. So it's not that big a fucking deal, Phil. And again, actual competitive fighting game players have already done this like weeks after the game came out. Why is it taking you so fucking long to get there?
It's not like that experience is lost. It's not lost at all, right? So I'm thinking having the ideal state.
It's just smurfing his account. I'm going to call it that from now on. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but it's the easiest way to say what I just summed up.
All of this makes sense. The only thing holding me back is the money investment, because it's $320 for the joystick, and I would now have to get a PlayStation Online membership, which I haven't had in years.
So he's already just admitted to paying $300, or that he wants to get the super expensive $320 stick, and then he's gonna beg for the PS Online membership, and guarantee you he's gonna buy the whole year, and it's gonna be the super most expensive tier on the PlayStation Plus membership.
Like what, 2 years? I've been doing everything on Xbox because I have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, but now I would basically have to.
Because you're an Xbox cuck.
Like, so there is cost involved.
And he's finally realizing that maybe PlayStation is a little bit better way to go for some of this.
This is a no-brainer. I would do it right now. Seriously, if cost was not a factor, of course I want to be playing fighting games on the platform with the most competition and the platform everyone's playing it on, and I could have the ideal state joystick too. Like, that joystick is the one everyone wants. Everyone says, this is the one I want to play games at home.
Like, maybe you shouldn't have gone to Xbox, because Xbox fucking sucks in terms of fighting games. It actually kind of sucks in terms of all games, but that's just my personal opinion. But I mean, yeah, Game Pass is nice and everything, but there's no console exclusives anyways. And especially if you want to like a fighting game or shooter based, like, it's probably better to go with Sony.
So, you know, but the problem is the investment.
Or go with the Switch, dude. I don't know.
$320 plus I got to play for PS Online. You know, rebuying Street Fighter 6. You know what I mean? Shug says, can you disable spamming of friend requests on Street Fighter 6 PS5? LTG can't. Yes. It's because it's done through Capcom ID. It's not done through Xbox. It's done through Capcom ID. That's how I did it. I went to my Capcom ID account, and there you can disable everything, and then that's it. You don't get spam requests anymore. I mean, on PlayStation, I never get spam requests regardless. You could turn that off. You could do through game, or you can do it through your PlayStation menus. So I don't get that anyway. But if you're saying that LTG keeps getting spammed messages, that's probably because it's through Capcom ID. I found that out day one. Remember how bad it was the first day? And then I went to my Capcom ID, and I turned it all off, and then it just stopped. I haven't had a problem since. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you bitching about it.
Be annoying at first, but we'll figure it out. We figured it out on Xbox. It's gonna work on. It's gonna definitely work on PlayStation too. You know. So, anyway.
So I just need you guys' money to play this game that I was already playing again.
It just makes sense.
I need to pay. Think about how much money he is wasting, right? I need your guys' money and investment to play the game that I've already been playing normally. That I've already been flooding your guys' subscription box and YouTube feed timeline with countless Street Fighter 6 videos, and I want to play this game again. So I need you guys to give me $400, $500 just to play this game again, but on the PlayStation this time. But it's the same goddamn game, and we're gonna keep flooding your fucking inbox with more of this fucking game. Because I'm not really a variety streamer. I know I used to claim I was a variety streamer, but I kind of gave that up a long fucking time ago. Ever since this game came out, I've just been playing Street Fighter, so I'm a kind of a competitive fighting game player, even though I'll never go to a tournament again because I'm too much of a fucking pussy to do that.
put out good high-level, competitive content, which wasn't my concern before. Let's be honest. Until Street Fighter 6, putting out high-level competitive fighting game content was not my concern. But now it is.
It's not competitive content, Phil.
High levels of Street Fighter 6, so I want to be putting out.
It's not high level either, Phil.
Do it. It just costs money.
My God, his ego went through the roof when he got to Master, and it's not that big a deal.
With getting this
it doesn't make you amazing at the game.
Or any of that stuff. I'm all ears.
You put him again. I would say even LTG would kick his ass. Because I know he was scratching for that fucking LTG fighting match or whatever. But if him and LTG fought first to 10 round or whatever, LTG would eventually kick his ass. Sorry, it just would. Like, even like lower hanging fruit like LTG in the fighting game community could still kick his ass. Maximilian, all these people would kick his fucking ass. Hell, one of his fucking fans, he was bitching so hard about like one of his fans like had a master level Luke in his community fighting night and kicked his fucking ass. And he bitched and whined so much. So I'm like, even if one of your fans can do it before you, what does that say, Phil? It doesn't mean you're fucking amazing at the game and you're never going to lose again. That's for damn sure. And you're not playing at a competitive level.
I have 2 weeks to decide. Well,
if you reach legend rank, then maybe we can say that.
We'll have way less players on MK1. It's probably going to be a far inferior experience. We're not going to have a variety of players. It's going to be the same people over and over. It's not going to be as good of a situation until they do the crossplay, which they don't.
Where's Goji Tanks when you need him?
So. And here's the thing. So everyone throwing questions at me. Can you get an adapter for your joystick? Yes, and it will just make things worse. Adapters for joysticks, to have them go cross-platform, all add input lag. So, my joystick now works on PlayStation, but now everything I do is even more delayed. So what was the point? Right? You just hindered yourself even further by doing that. So you don't ever want to do that.
It's not like you were going to win anyway.
Only for casual. That's not if you're trying to play seriously.
But you're not
like that. There's only one adapter
serious player.
And even that one adds a certain amount of milliseconds, and you're basically hurting yourself using that.
Oh my gosh, a couple milliseconds. That'll make or break a fight match.
But it's not common because there's too much added input lag. You understand? So that's why. Okay. So that's the situation. Reach out to me. Let me know what you think. You can email me. You can tweet me. You can
I think you're a scamming piece of shit, and you're trying to waste money that you really don't need to be spending.
I'll be honest. I want to do it. Right now is the first time in over a decade that I feel motivated to cover fighting games in a good way for you. It's been a long time since I've had this motivation and this feeling of wanting to play fighting games better. All right, it's really, the fire.
So I love how for years and decades he's been touting himself as a variety streamer, and how fast he's just willing to throw that all away. He said before, his content is curated for a specific audience, right? My content is curated for a specific audience, and my audience likes variety-style gameplay. Oh, but I'm actually winning some matches, and I got to master rank with Blanca, so fuck all my actual fans who stuck with me all this time and really like the variety content. You guys can go fuck yourselves, because I'm going to be exclusive Street Fighter fighting game player now, guys. I'm going to go to EVO next year, honestly, and I'll win. So fuck everyone. I know I spent the last 10 years building an audience for specific variety style content, dude. But yeah, no, I'm mostly just going to play Street Fighter 6 and 1 or 2 other games here and there. So, hope you guys didn't like all the shit that I've made before, or think I curated my content for a specific audience or anything like that. Bye.
For the first time in over 10 years. That's a good thing.
That's basically what he's fucking saying.
Yeah, it's a big investment to do this, and I want to make sure that, you guys care. It seems like people care. People are coming out and watching.
No one really cares, Phil.
So obviously,
no
you guys
one
care, but I want to be sure. I don't want to say maybe I'm too
We
much
don't care.
And I'm so hyped for fighting games right now that I'm not understanding that people don't really care. I don't know. Let me know. I really want to hear your thoughts on this, all right?
Do you really?
Have to decide in the next few days. If this joystick, I looked into it, I could order that joystick. It'll show up within 4 days. So if I were to order it, at any given day, I could get it by the end of the week, but I need to have it in time for the beta. And the same thing, I would have to get the PS Plus.
Phil, you're a beta.
Order the game and all that, get it installed. What we would do, if we do make this decision, what I'd like to do, hopefully, is do it a little bit earlier, because I would like to get Street Fighter 6 on PlayStation, and maybe do a couple sessions on there.
Look at how bad he's shaking. He's fucking vibrating, dude.
Right? Do some qualifying sets or whatever. Jump into ranked again with maybe Blanca or Honda, and try to get them up on a PlayStation versus
he is vibrating.
To the new joystick as well, right? So there you go. Let me know what you think. That segment's done now. We're done with that segment. We can move on. All right. Now,
Are you sure about that?
follow up to yesterday's discussion about the mini PC that was gifted to me.
Oh,
Let me get it to show you
Lord.
guys again. If you didn't see it, we did a live unboxing yesterday of this little guy, the Critic S5 Speed High Performance S Series Mini PC. So I've learned a lot more about this because several people have written me about it. It's funny because people always.
So if one person writes him about it, that must be absolute truth, and he refuses to actually go and look it up to verify or anything like that. This one person messaged me about it, so that must be true.
Tell you all about it,
and if anyone else tries to
here's what this is good for,
argue or say otherwise, they're
It's
lying.
good for small projects. It's good for simple games and basic use. That's really what these mini PCs are really good for. All right. This PC is not a replacement PC for a standalone PC. It's not. Okay. It's also not meant to be a high-end gaming PC. It never will be. There's many reasons for that. All right. Allow me to explain. Number one.
So for this, right? He's upset because he asked for a Steam Deck. He wanted that fucking Steam Deck. And instead of having a Steam Deck, they gave him this. So he's butthurt that he didn't get a Steam Deck. And obviously he thinks a Steam Deck is superior to this. So we're going to see him bitch and moan and try to explain to you guys that this is a piece of shit. Even though, remember, a fan donated this. A fan donated this mini PC to him. And he's gonna bitch and moan about this mini PC and say, like, no one is saying that he should replace his desktop with this, right? I don't think anyone's actually saying that. But keep in mind, Phil doesn't know dick about PCs anyway. His current PC is running Windows 8, caked in dust. I guarantee it. It's fucking caked in dust. Never gets shut off. Who knows what the hell graphics card it actually has, if anything. And this mini PC probably is better than his current desktop. But he's gonna freak out and think that because it's small, it can't be powerful, right? It can't be good because it's so small. Even though the Steam Deck is roughly the same size as this. And from what other detractors have been saying, this thing is strong enough to at least, like, handle, like, Switch games and maybe, like, not so graphically intensive, like, Steam games and other PC games, like, just not on the highest settings. But still, it's, like, a functional thing. But he's going to confuse this with a Raspberry Pi, basically. So that, like, what he's going to be saying about this mini PC is basically kind of what he's thinking a Raspberry Pi. Like, you remember those little Raspberry Pis? And I always thought they were kind of cool, honestly. But he's basically confusing a Raspberry Pi for this. Or vice versa. Right? So, yeah. He's basically wrong. That's the only takeaway you really need to know, is that he's just wrong.
Graphics in this are not great. They're very mid to low level. Meaning, can I run a 3D
You're
game
very mid to low level, Phil.
Settings? Hell no. Can I run it at mid settings? Questionable. Can I run a game at low settings? Maybe. It depends on the game. All right? So, it really is going to be rough trying to get this to run any kind of a 3D game. What 3D PC game were you planning on running anyway, though? Like, he's shit on PC games he's shit on PC games constantly, many, many times, right? And he has consoles for 3D games. And I really don't fucking see him playing any 3D PC game that isn't already in a console anyway. So what exactly was he planning on using this thing for? The whole fucking reason someone donated this mini PC was so he could fucking play Chrono Trigger, because he was bitching about fucking Chrono Trigger. And how? He was bitching about Chrono Trigger,
he was bitching that he couldn't play it legally on any platform or anything like that because he's a fucking moron. He refuses to emulate. I'm pretty sure Chrono Trigger was on one of the Super Nintendo Mini Classic systems, which I'm pretty sure he fucking has. Hold on. Let me double check really quick.
Classic, and I can't stand how bad the frame rate is. So, you know, it's a classic and people might like it, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm not gonna rate it a number rating though. Classic, I played it in the game because the frame rate is so bad. It's hard to tell what the hell's going on in the game. It's certainly a good game because
okay,
the original game is quite good. The Star Fox Channel Hedgehog just did a 500-bit cheer to become today's top cheerer. He says, "How much would you rate Star Fox on the original Super?"
Oh, Star Fox.
What we're about to play on the SNES Classics emulated here on the Nintendo Switch. It's Kirby Superstar Saga. I don't know what this is, but it claims it wasn't even on the SNES Mini. They didn't put it on anything. So without it available, I can't play it. I can't play it on PC. I can't Mini. They're making a modern way to play it. There's no Lord X Law, sadly, there's no way for me to play Chrono Trigger. I want to. There's no modern way to play it. It's not on any fucking modern console right now. For some reason, they've taken it off availability of any of the consoles. It wasn't even on the SNES Mini. They didn't put it on anything. So without it available, I can't play it. I can't play it on PC.
Can't play it, huh? Alright, well, let's just really quickly see. That's just the yes. Yeah. I'm wasting time. I'm sorry. Oh. He could play it on his fucking phone, first of all. Yeah, so he could play it on his phone, and he could play it on the Nintendo DS. But the Nintendo DS version is kind of rare nowadays, so he's not going to spend that much money. But no, well, okay. He still has his oops. He still has his 3DS that has the built-in capture software, right? He still has that. And even with how expensive the Nintendo DS Chrono Trigger game is, it's probably cheaper than buying this mini PC. It's cheaper than buying a Steam Deck. Okay? So why buy a mini PC when all you're going to use it for is Chrono Trigger? Why? Why would you buy a whole ass Steam Deck, a whole ass mini PC, if you're literally just going to use it to play some older retro games that you could emulate easily from your fucking laptop, first of all. Easily on your laptop. Like, dude, all you need is an HDMI cable to plug in from the HDMI. You don't even need to emulate. Oh my god, this guy's so stupid. Like, okay, I get that he doesn't want to emulate it, but you don't even have to fucking emulate it. Your laptop is right there. All you're using your laptop for is to keep an eye on your chat, right? Your laptop is right there. Just get a long HDMI cable, plug it in from your laptop to your TV, and then you could just get Chrono Trigger on Steam for like 10 or 20 bucks. And just fucking play it that way. Why do you need a whole ass mini PC or Steam Deck just to play a game that's already on Steam? When you have a laptop right there, you have a PC right there. He probably has extra laptops laying around that he's not even using. Phil, this isn't rocket science. Like, how fucking dumb are you, my dude? Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Honestly, like any kind of new game, like right now, Baldur's Gate 3 just came out. A good luck getting it to run on this. It would probably...
You already said you already said you didn't want to fucking play Baldur's Gate 3. So why are you throwing that out here now, huh? You already claimed you weren't going to fucking play it because it was going to take too long anyway. And we all know he didn't like Divinity Original Sin 2, so he's not fucking playing that game. So why are you talking so much shit about this thing when no one expects you to play these advanced brand new PC games for that, huh?
Would be 30 frames or lower, and it would probably chug along and have issues. Because this thing is not meant for that, okay? This thing is meant as a kind of hobby box, an emulation box, or for simple games. Which really, in reality, is what I wanted something like this for. We've been discussing Steam Deck.
Yeah, see, he wanted a fucking Steam Deck. He didn't want this thing. And that's why you were gifted this in the first place, dummy. No one's gonna buy you a $3,000 PC again, dummy. And you already tried to milk and get that, swindle people out of money for that anyway. But he's like, you don't need something like that just to play fucking Chrono Trigger. You wanted to play Chrono Trigger. You were begging people for it, even though you could have easily fucking used a laptop. So someone donated this for you to do just that. They didn't donate to you so you could play brand new PC games.
Correct? The reason I wanted a Steam Deck is because there's games on Steam that I want to play that are basic games. I can't play them on my PC right now while capturing streaming. It takes too much of my resources, and it ruins the quality, and it makes everything crash.
That's why they gave you this.
To play the game on while I'm capturing with my current PC would be ideal, and that's actually what this would be good at. Why also is this not a great unit for extended use or gaming? I'll tell you why. Because you saw it, the PC is only half the size of this box. This PC has no ventilation whatsoever. None. Remember I looked at the sides, I said, oh, it looks like speakers? No, that's the ventilation. There's no fan in that computer. So with no fan, this computer is going to heat up a lot. And I actually heard this is an AMD processor. It's an AMD Ryzen 7 5800. Apparently, AMD processors are infamous for having heating issues. And I have no cooling solution on this PC. So can you imagine, even if you could get it to run a 3D game, this thing is going to heat up like a...
But you don't want to play a 3D game on it anyway, so what difference does it make?
Molten lava within an hour of using it. So that's not good, okay? So essentially, yes, this is meant to be something that you use for basic use, not anything crazy, and not for extended periods of time, right? Okay? So it's basic. It really is basic. It's meant to be, hey, it's a little hobby box. You want to play, throwback games on it, emulation on it, basic stuff, you can do that. But you can't go crazy with
Well, I'm sure the person who actually gifted this to him sure feels great after hearing all this complaining about it.
It's not going to happen. Handle it. It's hilarious. I had people writing me saying things like, oh, you should use this now as your capture and streaming PC. What? Are you crazy? You want me to be capturing and streaming all day on this thing with no ventilation whatsoever? You don't think this thing could possibly overheat? Are you nuts? It's literally not what it's made for.
You're not streaming 24/7, Phil.
Designed, I had someone say, "Oh, so now with that, you can now hook up your Stream Deck that you had for years and years and you couldn't use." I mean, technically, would Stream Deck work with this? Yes, but I'm not using this to capture and stream. So what's the point of having Stream Deck on a PC that I'm not using to do capture and streaming? It wouldn't do anything.
I have an idea for you, Phil. I have a great idea for you, actually. You take this little mini PC here. All you have to do is set it up, and instead of using your laptop for your stream chat for YouTube, you use this mini PC for your stream chat for YouTube, and then you can use your laptop and put it over by your computer, hook it up, and play fucking Chrono Trigger on your laptop, which has a fan in it, and it'll be fucking fine. Cause his laptop is still newish. It's still pretty fucking decent. It'll play stream games fine. At least fucking Chrono Trigger will play fine. So why don't you do that? Just have this, since all you're using your laptop for is just the stream chat. Why don't you fucking use this for the stream chat and then use your laptop for that?
I might capture PC stream to play animations to do things. You see, it doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, people just saying some zany stuff. Like, they think that I'm going to use this tiny PC as a replacement for that PC right there. No, absolutely not. And again, it's not meant to be a high-end gaming PC. It's meant to be a hobby box, okay? So, I am going to be using this tomorrow night, actually. I'm going to hook it up for the first time, test it out, and see how it works. In fact, this morning, for the first time in over 4 years, I logged into my Steam account. Yeah, I was like, wow, I haven't used this in a million years, so I had to change my password around and everything. It's been a million years. I'm like, all right. And I logged in. It's funny. My Steam account has the weirdest assortment of games on there. Weird stuff that some things I never even played, right? And then it's funny because, like, you look back at history. Like, you guys remember when I was on Twitch, when Twitch first started with their sponsorship opportunities built into the platform, and I played that indie game lolcow. And basically my trolls went and
you mean lolcow? I don't remember it being Hello Hell.
Asked the game devs, so the game devs actually shat on me while I was playing their game. Well, their game's fucking tanked completely, and they never even finished it. So they got what they deserve for acting like assholes to me. It's just funny because I look at it like, Hello Hell's still.
How dare you? If you make fun of me, you deserve to crash and burn and have all your projects go under completely.
In here, let me click on it. Wow, there's no updates on it whatsoever. Let me click on their social media, and I clicked on it, and there hasn't been a post since 2019.
It's someone else I outlived.
It flopped, and they basically just retired it. They never even did like another episode. There's supposed to be multiple episodes and stuff in the game. They only did one episode, and it flopped, and they never touched it ever again. It's like,
that's what they get for making fun of me.
You fucking act like that because trolls come to you. You're acting unprofessional. They actually crapped on me, the streamer, promoting their game. So what did you think was going to happen? You thought your game was going to be a big fucking hit?
What a fucking ego. Jesus Christ.
So I'm looking at all these different games there. I'm like, wow. I forgot I had most of these games. There's a lot of games on there that I bought right when I just got in this new PC, and I thought I was going to be able to play a lot of games like Rage,
new
Colonial
PC.
Marines, and stuff like that. And
play Alien Colonial Marines,
I was
Phil.
doing 720p. Today I do 1080p 60 frames. Back then I was doing 720p.
Still looks like shit.
So that's why I was able to do the PC stuff back then.
It still looks like shit, Phil. You can't tell the difference. You can't look at this. Go on. Look,
but anyway,
look, there's no difference between
games on Steam. So the cool thing is we can mess around with this.
Keep this in mind. Look at this.
Where basically we just mess around. Say, what games do you want to test on it? Right. The thing is, I gotta be careful.
There's not much difference. You can't tell a difference between 720p and 1080p on his shit. His camera is so shitty, you can't tell the difference.
On there just to see how they run as a test thing, but I guarantee you the vast majority of games will run horribly on.
Like, okay, maybe his face looks a little bit clearer in 1080p, but like it's still not very good at all.
Chrono Trigger, because I looked it up. Chrono Trigger is on Steam. It was released in 2018. It's the Nintendo DS version that has added content and better music, and it's $15. And I'm like, dude, I've wanted to play Chrono Trigger.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't flow, then you owe me, oh. But yeah, it's like you've been begging and hyping up Chrono Trigger for so fucking long, Phil. It's so annoying. And this playthrough is gonna be long. You better be in for the long haul with Chrono Trigger, because he's already been talking about, oh, there's multiple endings and new game pluses, and you have to like play the game different times to get the. I'm like, what is this, a fucking visual novel over here? I guess it's like, oh, you gotta play through the game a bunch of different times to get the true ending or something. So like, it's crazy. All right, so let's count the games, right? Jade gifted him Armored Core 6. So he's going to be playing Armored Core 6, or at least trying it. We got Street Fighter 6. We got Starfield when that comes out. We got Chrono Trigger. He has mentioned before that he was interested in playing Sea of Stars, which is a Chrono Trigger like. It's like a spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger in the RPG, in the same vein as Chrono Trigger, same looking. That's 5 different games, and like 4 of them are RPGs. And at least Starfield and Chrono Trigger are going to be very long gameplays. But he's bitching about how long Final Fantasy 16 was taking, and how, oh, it's all like, you know how RPGs are so long, and Final Fantasy 16 sucks because it's so much side content to do, blah, 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 blah. And he'll be playing at least like 4 different RPGs for this month and next month or something. I'm like, really, Phil? Okay, it seems like you're just kind of a hypocrite here.
Trigger for years. I haven't played it since 2012, all right? And I would absolutely love to, and today,
we
to do
don't
this as a
care.
Nice, interactive, chill stream playthrough over the course of August with you, because it's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. It's a game that means a lot.
Every RPG that he talks about is his favorite RPG of all time. Skyrim's my favorite RPG of all time. This game's a final favorite RPG of all time. Lost Odyssey, favorite RPG of all time. Like, he doesn't have a favorite RPG of all time. He doesn't have a favorite game of all time.
To me, because I remember growing up, like, the music, I'm serious to this day, the music makes me feel emotion. You know what I mean? Like a game I remember in the summertime, I rented this game and I'm playing it, and it takes me back to living in Connecticut with my parents' house and thinking about all the things I used to do back then. It makes me feel so nostalgic and like happy and feeling at home when I play that game. So I would love to play that game with you guys.
If you felt so nostalgic and at home, thinking about Connecticut or whatever, why the fuck did you move to Seattle then, Phil? Why did you move to Washington State? You were in such a fucking hurry to get the fuck out of Connecticut. But but it makes you feel warm, fuzzy feeling thinking back to Connecticut and thinking back to living with your parents and everything? Really? Then why the fuck did you move away? Huh? And I thought he said before, like a lot of these games he didn't play back in the day or whatever. He skipped a lot of games or whatever. And because he was focused on Street Fighter so much, guys.
Again.
So which one was it?
Time, as a fun, interactive stream, you know, in my current style, which is much better than my old style where I ignored.
No, objectively, your current style sucks ass, even compared to your oldest style. Because, like, I was never a fan of yours, Phil, but I can at least see why people used to like your older game playthroughs or whatever you want to call it. Like, I can objectively see that, like, yeah, you're still a huge fucking douchebag to this day. You haven't changed at all, but at least you were open about who you were back then, and you didn't have your chat hand-holding you through every fucking game, so it was legitimately entertaining to watch you fuck up and not know where to go and get lost and confused and all this other stuff. So yeah, I can see why people were fans of yours back then. But now, no, your fucking current like style of let's playing, which isn't even a fucking thing, because he doesn't even give you any commentary. There's like minutes and minutes of like dead air, or him trying to like make a crappy joke that doesn't work, or him just humming or singing along, and that's all there really is. While the chat holds his hands and tells him how to play the fucking game. So no, your current style, if there is such a thing, sucks ass.
My stream audience, you know, I didn't really pay any attention to anyone. I was just kind of doing things for myself, which was stupid. Now I have an interactive audience. I can talk with you guys.
Oh, it's so stupid. Even though it's more entertaining.
So I'd love to play it again with all of you. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think that would be the first good test for this game. This mini box will be Chrono Trigger. But I'll find out tomorrow night, because tomorrow night is when I'm actually going to test it. And we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to go through the schedule, all right? So, yeah, after having all this data about this PC, you know, I kind of know what I can do with it. Basic stuff. Again, this will be every once in a while. You want to see me play a retro game, and it's available on Steam or whatever. That's what this is for.
And again, he couldn't look it up. He couldn't look up the actual PC himself to find the actual specs for the PC. No. He had to have someone give him the specs.
All right, or
and who knows how reliable that is.
In one of these memeable games that's not horribly taxing on, you know, a GPU or whatever, but it's
look at how bad it's shaking.
All right, but absolutely,
Phil, stop vibrating.
It's going to be playing modern PC games or anything like that.
That's
definitely not what this thing is for. It is incredible.
You would think you would like be really good in bed, like, and he would like how much he moves and how much he vibrates. You would think he would actually be really good in bed and like satisfying Leanna Cat all the time, but that we all know that's not the fucking case.
Incredibly limited.
Jesus Christ,
then,
Phil!
You shouldn't be playing it for extended.
You're shaking like a goddamn ghoul that hasn't eaten in years.
It has no ventilation.
You're looking like a fucking ghoul too.
So it's gonna overheat. You see? Okay, so I'll try this tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a second.
Does it not have any big fans at all, or does it have like a small fan? Because even the Switch has a small little fan that blows air out. I'm sure this small mini computer has some kind of tiny little fan that kicks air out. You know? But like, just because it's small doesn't mean it like was gonna overheat all the fucking time. You know what I mean? It's like they designed it small, so obviously it's gonna function fine the way it's built. If you build it right, like, does your phone overheat? Like, my phone doesn't overheat. Well, his might. His phone might actually overheat, because what is he still running with the iPhone 6, iPhone 5? He's still running with? But like most modern phones don't overheat, and I'm pretty sure I don't have a fan in my phone anywhere. I don't hear a fan going. So like, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. It's designed to be fine like that.
Yeah. All right.
And it's designed to be small like that. So I'm pretty sure it'll be okay, Phil.
So let's talk about the schedule for the week. All right. Today. All right.
What was that like fake hair touch? They like you barely.
Today is the conclusion of Final Fantasy
16. Look how terrible his hair is, too.
Really? Yes, finally. Today we finished the game. We're going to hit the 40-hour mark today and wrap it up. I know most people were actually asking me to quit this game like 3 weeks ago. But I told you guys we're going to tough it out and we're going to beat it because we invested so much time in it. All right? And now here we are. We're at the end. We'll see the finale today, the final fights, the final cutscenes, and we'll see how it all ends. And yes, I'm absolutely going to give you my honest opinion / final verdict on this game when I beat it.
Which is shit anyway, so like, why does anyone honestly... Look at his fucking face. Why does anyone care what you have to say about any game anyway? Because your takes on games are always awful anyway. I'm not even, like, defending Final Fantasy 16 because I haven't played it. I only played a little bit of it at the beginning, and that was it. I don't know the game. I have other games I'm playing right now. I don't know. And I can tell you one thing. There are better RPGs out there than Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy games are not the end-all, be-all of RPG series. I'm sorry, they're really not. Even Dragon Quest series is objectively better with each installment than the Final Fantasy game. So, like, I'm not over here like it's a Final Fantasy fanboy. But I will say that every goddamn game, like, his honest opinions on any game is always going to be awful and wrong. Because usually it's like the exact opposite of what he says is usually universally true. And the universal opinion of most gamers out there is very rare when he has like a good take on a game. because he doesn't actually like gaming, and he has these insanely high expectations that no game will ever actually live up to in his mind. Like, no game could possibly live up to the shit that he wants, because the shit that he wants is so fucking stupid. He wants every goddamn game to be 8 hours long, a walking simulator, and pander to the streamer crowd only. He doesn't want games for the actual gamers. He wants games to cater to people who fucking stream games.
All right.
To not have any side quests or content, and to be done really fast.
When those credits roll. All right. So
no one cares about your take on it.
Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, is the continuation of GTA 5, the anniversary run. I'm excited for that. We've been having a lot of fun with the game. I think at this point we're around 8 hours in, 12 hours in.
No one cares.
12 hours in. And it's good now because all three, protagonists are now involved in the game, which is good. And it's fun now because you can switch between them, and they have all these different missions and things you can do. There's more variety to the game now. And I'm really enjoying it, and I know that you guys will enjoy it tonight. You guys have been helping me figure out the side content and everything. So more tonight, all right?
Helping me figure out a side content to a game I already beat. Gee, maybe it would be better to, not give him any tips or feedback on how to play a game and just let him actually play the fucking game. Because that would be more entertaining, but that's never going to happen.
That'll be fun. Tomorrow is going to be a weird day, all right? Sunday. First of all, it's DSP versus the Internet, my weekly Clips React show. So if you have not yet, nominate your clips for tomorrow's show by the end of today's streams. If you don't, those clips are not going to be watched tomorrow. Basically, what I'm going to do is at the end of tonight's GTA stream, I go over and I make the playlists for tomorrow's show, and anything nominated after that will not make the cut. You've got to nominate your videos today. So how do you do that? If you're a member, you head over to the DSP Reacts channel, which is youtube.com/@DSPReacts. You go to the community tab on the channel page. There's 2 threads. One is for standard members, one's for ultra members. Post up your clip nominations for tomorrow's show and for a chance to be watched, okay? So tomorrow, first stream, it's the clip show on DSP Reacts. Tomorrow night, there is no late stream for 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm doing private React videos for patrons, and so I'm going to record those and get those out of the way. But also, I'm going to be hooking up and testing that mini PC. So I'm going to try to get it going. It's actually going to sit behind my TV over there. I do have a keyboard and mouse over here that I can use.
Wait, so he's not even going to hook up and test the mini PC on stream? That's some bullshit, isn't it? Hold on. Because, I'm pretty sure, most people would at least want to watch him fuck around with that. Ugh, it's hard to type because my microphone is right in front of my keyboard.
Use with it. I actually bought an extra long USB cable, which is cool because it's so long. I believe I'm going to be able to use that with my Xbox controller, and I might not need the rechargeable batteries anymore because I could just use the wire now, right? So I won't even need these batteries anymore. That's good. That's a cut of cost, right? So yeah. So anyway, that'll be neat to test it out, and I'm going to probably get Chrono Trigger on it and download it and test it and see if it works. So there you go. That's
I really hope it doesn't work. I mean, it should fucking work. It's a mini PC. It should at the very least handle a Super Nintendo game. I mean, even a fucking Raspberry Pi can handle Chrono Trigger. So I'm pretty sure there's a good chance it's going to be able to handle Chrono Trigger, right? Unless it's build quality is so shitty, it's worse than a Raspberry Pi somehow, but I kind of doubt that. But it would be so fucking funny if it didn't work if it couldn't run Chrono Trigger for whatever reason. I would laugh my ass off. Or if Steam didn't work along in that for some reason. That'd be great. But again, he has a long HDMI cord. You could just fucking plug your laptop into it, dummy.
It'll be exciting, and I'll let you know obviously on.
Wait.
To record those and get those out of the way, but also I'm going to be hooking up and testing that mini PC. So I'm going to try to get it going. It's actually going to sit behind my TV over there. I do have a keyboard and mouse over here that I can use with it. I actually bought an extra long USB cable, which is cool.
Oh, he said USB cable. He didn't say HDMI cord. My bad.
Because it's so long, I believe I'm going to be able to use that with my Xbox controller.
Sorry, I thought he said he bought an extra long HDMI now, right? cable, not a USB cable.
Oh, that's good. That's a cut of cost, right? So, yeah. So anyway, that'll be neat to test it out, and I'm going to probably get Chrono Trigger on it. And
still, he could just have his laptop over there and use his mini PC for it, though.
download it and test it and see if it worked. So there you go. That should be exciting. And I'll let you know obviously on Monday morning on the Level 1 podcast how that all went. So on Monday, the daytime stream will be GTA 5 anniversary run on the first stream for the first time. So for those of you who've been watching the playthrough and really enjoying it, you've been complaining, man, you keep playing it on the late stream and I can't make the late stream. It's too late for me. It's going to now be daytime streams starting this week on Monday. So I hope you'll join me on Monday for that. Monday night is community night in Street Fighter 6, where I open up a community lobby and everyone joins and plays with me. That'll be fun. And then the main stream on Tuesday will be more Street Fighter 6 ranked. Okay? And Tuesday night will be, if all things go according to plan, the premiere of Chrono Trigger. But let's see how this goes.
No one cares.
And it's a disaster and it sucks, right?
I hope it is. I really do.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right, so that's the week. I'm off on Wednesday. Next week will be a balance between GTA and Street Fighter on the daytime streams, and the night streams will likely be a mix between Chrono Trigger, if it works, and some Street Fighter stuff. Maybe the return of World Tour, which would be great if World Tour comes back, because I like that mode, and we haven't played it again in a while. We'll see how it goes.
If it comes...
The other thing is that 1 week from today...
If it comes back, it hasn't gone anywhere. World Tour mode is still there, dummy. Where has it fucking... Who took World Tour mode away? No one, you idiots. Jesus.
Is my first of 2 big anniversary events. Did you know that? So 1 week from today, which will be Saturday the 12th of August, on the day stream, we're going to be doing a full-length react to Project 7 for the first time in like 5 years. We're going to go back and watch Project 7 together. I'm going to commentate over it. I'm going to let you know all about the behind-the-scenes stuff that was going on back when we were making the show. My thought process about developing it, what I was hoping would happen with it, what didn't happen with it. But now that I watched the John and Howard video from last year, and now that I know what their thoughts were during this whole process, I can now add even more, much deeper.
Oh my fucking god. So you heard that, right? He's gonna go over the fucking John and Howard react again to milk them for money again. This is why they're not your friends anymore, you dumb piece of shit. They were upset with you for constantly using them for you to make content on them. That's why they left you. That's why they broke up with you, whatever you want to say. But no, he never fucking learns his lesson. On top of that, oh, know that I know their thoughts. No, you've known their true thoughts for a long fucking time. When you reacted to the John and Howard react, you've seen that fucking video before. Stop lying to everyone and pretending that was the very first time you ever saw that goddamn video, because it wasn't. When that video first came out, you watched the shit out of it. You know what they were saying. You have no new context to add to that. And you are literally out of ideals for anything else to do. So you're gonna pull that one out of the closet and fucking react to it for what, the third fucking time? Really? Like, no one fucking cares or wants to see that. Just let them fucking exist without you. But you go like, you're so upset at them, you want to keep using them in your content, so you got to keep fucking like thinking they care or sticking it to them, because you got to make money and keep monetizing your old friends. And this is why they're not friends with you anymore.
Things to it. So
this is why you don't have any fucking friends.
Will be on this day next week, daytime stream, and that'll be over on DSP React. Now, on the night stream,
Project 7, same thing, but still.
On the night stream that day, all right, we're going to be doing a very special React event, a tier maker. And this is going to be a really cool tier maker.
No,
I'm going to be counting down all of the games from the last decade that I either ranked number 1 or number 2 for the year in a tier maker countdown. Your
tier maker content is some of the worst content you do. I would argue it is the worst, because his React content is total fucking shit. But I would rather watch him reacting to stuff than watch him do a fucking tier maker, because all it is him asking his chat for opinions. So it's like his tier maker is the lowest of the low content that he fucking does. It really is.
All right. I'm very excited for this because I feel like this is going to be very fun to do, and it's going to have a lot of nostalgia. We're going to look back at all of these games from the past and say, hey, look, this one used to be the best of the year. Did it hold up to the test of time? Or over the years, does this game suck now? People don't even think about it anymore. I guarantee you're going to have some games in there where we're like, oh my God, those games are absolutely outstanding. I would play it today and love it. And other games are like, wow, what is this game? I don't remember this at all, right? That's how these games, some of these games age well, some don't, right? So ranking all my game of the year or runner-up picks in a tier maker should be really fun. Like, what is the ultimate game that I have played over the last decade or so as a content creator? A pretty fun event, I think. I think we're going to have a great time with that. So, that's coming up 1 week from today is that special event all day long. Now, here's the thing. Next week, not this week. This week is only a 5-day streaming week. Next week is an 8-day streaming week. 8 straight freaking days. Yes. I know that sounds crazy because it is, right? How often would I be streaming? You know what I mean? Crazy. So, yeah. I'm excited to stream 8 days in a row. And there's going to be good variety. I mean, having that day to break it up for the anniversary stuff is fine because there's another 7 days of streaming that week. It's not like, oh, the whole week's screwed up now because of that. So, it's excellent, right? Anyway, good stuff. So, you know.
No, not good stuff. Not very good at all, actually.
Chilling with me this month so far. Remember, there's a big anniversary event that's coming up at the end of the month. That's going to be the big retrospective event where for a marathon, we're going to be watching back all your favorite moments of my 15 years as a content creator. That's coming up on Saturday the 26th. That's a fun marathon. That's the 15 years of
Super fun, dude.
Did I update? Hold on. Did I put that in here? Hold on a second here. That's Street Fighter. What's this? There it is. The 15 years of DSP Marathon is coming up on the 26th of August.
Look at this, guys. I know I've seen this before, but my God, he aged so poorly. At least you could see his ears back then. Like, his ears just kind of, like, merged with his fucking face. And, it just looks so bad. Like, at least he had a fleshy skin tone, and then it just goes straight to ghoul mode. Look at this. It's fucking awful, man. Like, head hair. I think these two are mixed up. Honestly, I think this one needs to go over here, and this one needs to go over here, because those don't look right. Like, this one over here looks younger than this one over here. This one over here looks older. So it should go 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. I mean, that's sort of based on looks alone. I mean, I don't actually care about the dates or anything, but he just fuck, man. He like, and get to some. He is 41 at this point. 41 years old, and he looks like this. Like, bro, I'm feeling really good about myself. I turned 37 years old this year, and I've been feeling kind of down about feeling old and everything, but at least I don't look like this. Holy shit.
Where we're going to go down memory lane and react to your favorite moments of me being a content creator over the years. So how do you nominate? Well, there's already threads available. They're posted here on the community tab of the channel, and there's one for open nominations, and there's one for members exclusively. All right? What I will likely do, I'm thinking, because I didn't do this, and I totally should have done this. I should have done chat commands for it. So that way, you know, you could actually just have it pop up and click on there and nominate openly. Because I didn't do that. I totally should have done that. So maybe later today.
All right. But yeah, I digress. Let's continue on.
One for open nominations, and there's one for members exclusively. All right? What I will likely do, I'm thinking, because I didn't do this, and I totally should have done this.
Let me know if this is too low for you.
So that way, you know, you could actually just have it pop up and click on there and nominate openly. Because I didn't do that. I totally should have done that. So maybe later today, I will do some chat commands for that. So that way in the chat, it'll pop up and say, hey, click here to nominate. Because we did get a good amount of initial nominations, but now it's been about a week. And I think that they've completely slowed down and we're not getting any more. So I need more nominations for the show. The more, the better. What I'll probably do is like the week before that marathon, we'll make a big push for people to nominate more. And probably we'll get a bunch more at that point. Okay. Anyway, this is coming up on the 26th. All right. So there's a lot of fun stuff coming up this month. More Street Fighter 6 coverage.
Super
the
fun.
Mortal Kombat 1 beta, the weekend of the 18th through the 21st. That's coming up. Okay. We've got my special event next week, Project 7. We've got the Cheermaker coming up next week. We've got GTA 5.
Cheermakers are so boring with him, too. It's like seriously boring.
Some community night and maybe some World Tour and Street Fighter. Good variety of stuff this month coming up. Good balance. Good anniversary stuff along with Street Fighter 6. It's a great month. I'm happy because usually the summer months are kind of dead. This year we have a lot going on, which is great to keep things, you know, get everyone
Such
excited.
a lot. You're going to replay existing games you already played.
That's really all I've got, guys.
And draw out this anniversary program forever.
Oh, that sounds good. Let's do shout-outs, shall we? All right, so here we go. We start off with Broseph, who re-upped his membership for 20 months. It's happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Keep it up. Thank you to Broseph for that. Nice message. Broseph also did a super chat. He said, your best buys are always at Fry's. Yeah, Fry's. I like Fry's. The thing is with Fry's.
I like Fry's.
If you've never been to a Fry's store, you know, they don't exist anymore. But the thing I liked about Fry's stores was they had a lot of open, like, big product selection. Like, you would go in there, and they'd have, like, 10 different brands competing for the same style of product. Like, I want a toaster. Well, they have, like, 10 toasters. Most places you go in, they have, like, 2. They have, like, 10. So you could choose the wide slot, the multi-slot, the quick toast. You know, that was good about Fry's. They always had a big product selection. When I went in there, the summer before the beta had come out for Street Fighter 5, I had no intention of buying a joystick. I walked in there, joysticks for consoles. I was like, whoa, they have a bunch of stuff. And I was like, wow, this could be useful. And that's when I bought that joystick over there for the PS4. Just because they had a wide selection. I got the Hori. The Hori is a great brand. I was like, wow, I'm impressed they had this in person. You know, most places don't carry that kind of stuff. The problem with Fry's was they didn't really advertise, and the staff wasn't very well trained. They didn't know much about anything, and it was almost like a warehouse style. Like, what I mean by that is you would go in there, and the aisles were large and had product. But sometimes half the aisles would be empty, or if they were like a time of year when there's not a lot going on, so the store would be half empty, and it kind of looked weird. It's like, is this an active store or not? It was a really weird way that they maintained their stores. I liked it, though. I like Fry's, and I bought many things there over the years. Computer components, you know, wires and things, HDMI cables, USB cables. It was always a useful place to go in as a kind of a one-stop shop for electronics, and now they went out of business. The COVID killed them. COVID destroyed their business model, and basically people stopped shopping there, then that was it. That really sucked, because I really like that.
Yes, that's the only reason why.
Anyway,
I mean,
thank you, Broseph, for the super chat.
Most places bounce back forward, but
they did a super chat. Says, why not do a marathon fundraiser for the stick? Well, there's 2 reasons for that.
Oh, yes, have a marathon for it,
I need this joystick right away. This is something I have to
No,
order
you
within like the
don't.
next week or so.
You do
if
not.
I'm getting in time for the Mortal Kombat 1
my
beta.
God.
That's not enough time.
Straight
to
back into
organize a
being
fundraising
angry at this
marathon,
idiot.
right, and get people to know about it and whatever and be effective. Number 2,
You
I don't really
need
like
it
doing
right
fundraising
away.
marathons. If you haven't noticed, I haven't done one in a million years. I mean, yes, years ago I used to do them, but the thing is, people are dumb, and they think that something that happened 3-4 years ago applies to today. It doesn't. You know, back then.
It doesn't matter. You're still begging just as much as you were during those marathons anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you did a marathon or not. You're still begging like crazy, Phil.
And I was financially very strapped. I was at my wit's end. I was in the middle of a bankruptcy. I had nowhere to go. And just to sometimes pay basic bills, I had to do a marathon. That sucks. That's not good. All right, and I know that.
It's
and I know
not
that
good,
that was asking
dude.
too much. It was very annoying to most of my viewer base.
It still is annoying. Even the one you're begging, that's annoying
did
too.
not like that at all.
He doesn't care about that.
I didn't like doing them either. All right, I've always said to you guys, you know, those were rough times. I don't want to go back to that. The only reason I would ever go back and do like a fundraising marathon is for an emergency. Like, what if a medical emergency comes up and I
you mean like for Jasper and getting him blood work?
Then maybe, you know, that's the only option I have. Then maybe I would consider doing something like that. Outside of that, I don't really want to do stuff like that. I don't, you know. You guys already are supportive enough. You understand? Like, you guys are crazy supportive of me.
Because I beg you all the time.
You allow me to make a good amount of money doing independent style content. I don't sell out. I don't have partnerships, sponsorships. There's no paid advertisements.
He acts like it's such a horrible thing to have a sponsorship.
With anyone. No one's promoting.
And that's how most people actually do
it. I make
it.
a good living because of you. I don't want to be, you know, milking you constantly and making you feel like I'm
you are. You're milking them all the time, and it's only a select few people that are giving you money.
Then so be it.
And then on top of that, you shit on your own fans.
We're dropping everything of normal business in order for us to do a special fundraiser marathon. I don't want to do that. Okay? Okay. SF6 Blanca re-upped their membership and says, do you plan on doing 100% running Chrono Trigger? Well, here's the thing. Chrono Trigger has many different endings. However, the one standard ending is the one that most people get. And then really the way you get the other endings is New Game Plus, where you kind of turbo through the game at a high level. Because here's the way Chrono Trigger works. It's a game about time travel. At any time, if you know how, you can fight the final boss. There's actually a way where you can just access the final boss whenever you want, once you get to a certain point in the game. And when you beat the final boss at certain points in the game, you get a different ending. But the thing is, you can't beat the final boss until you've basically beaten the game and you're high enough level to beat him. So you need to do New Game Plus. And when you do New Game Plus, then you choose the points in the game you want to kill that final boss to get the other endings. So, number one, I'm definitely going to be doing a standard playthrough, okay? If you guys like the playthrough so much and you want to see me turbo through it, New Game Plus, to see the alternate endings, I'd also be okay with that. By the way, because this is an interactive playthrough this time, I'm absolutely sure you guys are going to be helping me along the way. You guys are going to be like, oh, this is what you do to get this ending. Here's a secret here you want to get. So we'll do that interactivity during the playthrough to make it a better one. The first one, it was just me playing for myself. This time, 10 years later, it's us playing together. That's the difference. The feeling of community, the feeling of interaction and camaraderie and helping each other out to have the optimal playthrough. That's what I want this time around, okay? Excuse me. Okay. Adam did a super chat. He says 8 days in a row. That's a lot of Phil laughing out loud. Yeah, 8
That's
days
too
in a row.
much Phil, if you ask me.
It's because this week's only 5 days. Next week's 8 days. The next week, I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe 5 days again. I got to figure it out. It's really messed up scheduling. Let's put it that way. Like this
and
week,
you're in control of it, so you could always pick.
The week after, there's things that are really stretched out, so I need to have a different day off. It's really odd, and I know it's throwing things for a loop, but I promise you it'll get back to normal at some point. Okay. Continuing on. Spawn Killer did a super chat. It is sad to see Best Buy's going out of closing. And then another super chat says, I'm out of business. They're not going out of business. Best Buy's not going out of business. Best Buy's not doing great, from what I'm to understand. But they're not going out of business. They haven't declared bankruptcy or anything. Where did you get that notion? Unless they just announced it this morning. This is news to me. I have not heard anything about Best Buy having problems. Does anyone know if this is true or not, or if this is baloney and Spawn Killer is misinformed? Because I didn't hear anything about Best Buy going out of business. I don't know. Maybe his local Best Buy is closing? Maybe. Are they closing store? Are they downscaling? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're downscaling and his local store is closing. X-Shooter did a super chat. He says, I never heard of Chrono Trigger. What is it about? Man, it's an interesting plot. So, some kids, teenagers essentially, get trapped in a time warp and get sent back in time. And they actually meet, like, their predecessors. And they get interested in, like, it's a fantasy game. It's based on the artwork of Akira Toriyama, the person who drew Dragon Ball, okay? And Dragon Quest. Or Dragon Warrior, however you call it. I call it Dragon Quest. And it has the Nobuo Uematsu, the composer of... wait, was it him? Actually, I don't know if he composed the music for it. No, I don't think he did. But the music is outstanding. Basically, it's the combination of people who worked on Final Fantasy as well as other elements to make a unique RPG. And it's time travel elements in it. And essentially, there's like all these things in time that affect other things in time. But really what it is there's a doomsday coming up. At one point, the world's going to end. A big entity, and you don't know what it is going to end the world. And now you're traveling through time trying to figure out the origins of this entity and how to stop it because you don't want the world to be destroyed. It's pretty good. And there's magic involved. There's different, like a floating society that lives in the sky with magical powers that no one knew existed, and you run into them. And then you go to the future, and you see what happened after the apocalypse and how everything's destroyed, and there's robots and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's one of the best plots of any RPG I've ever played. To this day, I don't think there's been an RPG that's maybe topped the plot of it. It's so good. You even go to prehistoric times, which is really cool. So anyway, it's an outstanding game. If you've never played it, I think you're going to really enjoy the playthrough. It's super good. Now that I know that some
Super
people haven't
good.
played it before, and they're gonna be watching my playthrough, I gotta be careful.
The game
about spoilers.
itself is good,
Yeah,
but he's
it's
gonna
really
make
good.
the game look
and wait
like
till you hear the
total
music,
shit.
dude. It's SNES music, and the fucking music. I
Oh
swear to
my
God, when I hear this
God.
music, it makes me tear up. It's like the best soundtrack.
Because
it has
y'all
nostalgia factor out the
pussy.
ass. It's so good. I seriously can't wait to play. Can you tell? Can you tell when I'm truly excited about a game? I'm like really excited to play Chrono Trigger with you guys.
This is gonna be Earthbound all over again. It really is. Like, yes, obviously Chrono Trigger is a good game, but no one wants to see Phil play these older retro style games, right? I know he does because he's a fucking boomer and everything. Like, whatever. But like, he was so pissed off. He was super excited to play Earthbound, and then he was playing Earthbound, and he was so upset and butthurt because no one was watching and supporting his streams when he was playing Earthbound. He was getting all bitchy about it. He's like, why does no one ever want to watch me play Earthbound? This is bullshit.
I really am. I feel like that first playthrough I did a decade ago was
like
fine.
a 10,
but without having that
15-year-old
interactive aspect,
game,
I missed out on a lot of the opportunity to have a great time. Now having these interactive streams with you guys with that game, like I cannot wait to play this game. He did. Nobuo Uematsu did do most of the music for it. Okay, I thought he did, but I knew he didn't do all of it, so I didn't want to say that and then be like mistaken. Yeah, you see, you were wrong, Phil. Okay. So thank you, X Shooter, for the super chat. Let's get the tips here. So, first tip of the day. Hold on. Literally, I'm not even kidding you. Literally, someone just tipped $1 and said, you were just gifted a brand new gaming PC and you're open to a whole new world of gaming. Why don't you focus on that instead of a fight stick? And then, of course, we just literally talked about the PC, and that's exactly not what it is. The PC is not a gaming PC. You're not even supposed to play it for extended periods of time. It's really just a basic PC for hobby stuff and simple games. So, this person's completely mistaken. But thanks for the $1 tip anyway. Let's continue.
And we all know there's no way he could be wrong about anything.
Why did you buy all the upgraded stuff for Xbox to begin with, knowing it's the inferior console? It doesn't make any sense considering you have a PS5. You did this to yourself. You should have gotten everything on PS5 to begin with. I did not buy this joystick. This was gifted to me for Christmas a year and a half, well, almost 2 years ago now.
I think he was talking about why did you buy the ultimate version of Street Fighter 6, Phil. He's not talking about the joystick. He's talking about why you bought Street Fighter 6, the Ultimate Super Awesome Edition that has, like, Season Pass and all these extras and all that stuff. That's what he's fucking talking about.
That's why I got Street Fighter 6 on Xbox, because I already had a stick for it. So you're mistaken. I didn't buy this.
You're mistaken, dude.
Because the game was cross-platform, that's why I bought it on there. Now, I never predicted I was going to get good at the game at a competitive level.
You
guys
haven't.
Want to see me play it so much and
You
get
haven't.
master level, and all. I had no clue.
You
Keep
still
in mind,
haven't.
This is the first game in over a decade that I've actually cared about this much and been this good at. I would
Still
argue
not that good.
This is the game I'm second best at. I would say Super Turbo I'm the best
pathetic,
at. This game
though.
I'm second best at, and probably the next best game was Marvel vs. Capcom 1, and then after that...
No,
maybe
you were
DC
pretty
2,
bad at Marvel
and then
vs.
maybe Third
Capcom,
Strike.
actually.
No, I'm serious. I'm good at Street Fighter 6, man. Like, I'm pretty good. I'm not high-end tournament level, but I'm pretty good at this game.
Oh, aren't you?
So, I didn't think that was going to happen. It was unpredictable. We didn't know. It could have went the other way, too. But I didn't buy this joystick, so you're wrong there.
Phil.
And as for everything else, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Anyone who knows your pattern can easily beat you.
I already had Game Pass Ultimate. So, that's 2 tips in a row that are completely wrong. But what's funny is this is a lot of the criticisms that get thrown my way all the time are just like this. Complete misunderstandings, ill-conceived notions, incorrect information. And then people say, you see, Phil, you're doing it all wrong because of this. But you're completely wrong with what you're saying. Like, you're not even correct in what you're saying at all.
No, you just won't ever admit that you're wrong about anything. That's what it is.
I received, let's see here. This is someone insulting me, so I'm just going to ignore it. Because as you know, I told you guys, I don't entertain troll insults anymore. I got a $5 tip from Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. All right, so... Oops.
It's funny that he has to manually do this now.
Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. There we go. Wait, no, I screwed that up. Hold on. It's supposed to be tip. Put it in the wrong spot. Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. It's a $5 tip. And he says, listen to this. Phil, I wouldn't retire your Xbox joystick so fast as at Evo with Maximilian Dude. Microsoft announced there's going to be further support for Killer Instinct with updated 4K graphics and all. Did you play that one back in the Xbone days? Yeah, but here's the thing. that game, when it came out, it was a launch title for Xbox One, and it looked great and it played good. But the problem was the game had insanely bad issues at launch with desync. So you would go to play the game online, and by the way, the game had weird netcode. It did.
And it's not like they could fix or update it, even though there's like a massive update to the game that they're doing for the 10th anniversary.
Sometimes it would say you
but
won
he thinks
and they
there's
won
no
at the
way
same
they
time.
could ever possibly
it was a complete mess. It was completely broken.
Huh?
And after playing it for like a month, I dropped it. I was like, dude, this game's not even worth playing anymore. And then after that, no one really cared. And by the way, the game floundered hugely because it was an Xbox One exclusive. They basically didn't have any real mainstream support. The game was dropped in competitive circles within like a year. And there was always a grassroots kind of, you know, following for the game, people who did support it, but it never picked up. It really didn't. It never took off as a mainstream fighting game, ever. Now, there were deals.
Because it's on Xbox. It's
funny you say this. Dude, the game was like a decade old. Okay? The only people who care about that are hardcore KI fans. No one else. I'm not going to be picking up KI now. No, that's crazy.
There is a new update
Killer Instinct
for
game
it,
was
dummy.
announced, brand new gameplay elements, new graphics, new release, I would play it. I'm not going back to a fighting game from 10 years ago.
That's essentially what it is, though. There's like a massive, huge update for Killer Instinct for the 10th anniversary. They're improving things. They're making it better. It's essentially like a new version of the game.
Game over the past decade.
But he doesn't get that. It has to be a brand new game.
I'm not doing that.
In order for him to play it, because he's an idiot.
Shout out to Lionel, who just re-upped his membership for 5 months and says, your current playthrough of GTA 5 is better than your first. I believe you. Keep in mind, back in the day, when I played these games, I purposefully rushed through them. I was not considering plot points. I was not discussing things going on in the game with you guys. All right? It was basically me flubbing my way through the games, trying to beat them as fast as humanly possible to get that playthrough out on the internet for those views. Because it really, back then, was a competition. Before there was crowdfunding, before there was any of this live streaming stuff. It was all about get the views on the video, make the money on the ad revenue. That was it. Okay?
Oops.
Sorry. So, yeah. I agree with you. I think that all of my playthroughs from today, especially when I go back and play a retro game, they're better. They're much better playthroughs.
They're
having
really
that element of
not.
interactivity and chilling with you guys and us, adding through our discussion and everything that goes on. And you guys helping me. Hey, you missed this. Go do this. Like getting Packy and having him for the first heist. That was cool. I didn't even know that in the first GTA run. Right? I had no clue. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think that these playthroughs are better second time around. I think this Chrono Trigger playthrough will be very special. I really feel that. Okay. Did I ever play Chrono Cross for PS? No, I didn't. Okay. I got a $2 tip. From Big Larry Gaming. I was thinking of picking up one of the classic Street Fighter 2 games. I'm wondering if the Genesis, Super Nintendo, or TurboGrafx version is best. If you don't know, that's fine. I think you have knowledge of fighting games. Do not get the Genesis version. The Genesis version of Street Fighter 2 is terrible, but there's two versions,
Genesis
and they're both garbage.
does
The Genesis could not hold up graphically, nor with the sound. The sound effects and music are god-awful on the Genesis. Sorry about that. When it comes to Street Fighter. You will be very sad. SNES is good. I don't know about the TurboGrafx. I've never played Street Fighter on the TurboGrafx. Out of all the consoles that had Street Fighter 2, the best version is 3DO. The 3DO version has outstanding, almost arcade-perfect graphics and really good remix soundtrack. Super good. But I don't know if you can get a 3DO version of the game at this point. But the retro version, I would say...
Yeah, good luck getting a 3DO period. Those things are crazy expensive.
Okay. Abdullah, I have no idea if I would try the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. If it is one of those asymmetric survival horror games, I don't know. There's so many of them, I'm not really too interested in them. Biased Fan says, did you see there's a blind man winning matches at Evo uses the gamepad and sound to play? I can no longer make excuses when I play the game. That's awesome. Someone had told me about that last night when I was playing it with Honda.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of those, like, those fucking, punching balloon things. It's like they're like a clown, like the Bozo clowns in their weight or something, and they're weighted on the bottom. So it's like a punching bag, and you punch it, it's like, whoa, rocks back and comes forward, and you can punch it again, and it rocks back and goes forward. But instead, he's side to side instead of front and back. That's basically what he fucking is.
It's amazing. Again, if anything, this proves games are now becoming more and more and more accessible. That is excellent to hear. I'm very happy about that, actually. Juan, I'm glad that tomorrow is the anniversary in Bogota. I hope you have a good day. JDTV, what's going on? Good to see you. Wade Mills says, dang, you need to stick soon. I'll help, though. Would you think about doing online tourneys with your two best characters in Street Fighter 6? Again, I don't know anything about online tournaments in Street Fighter 6. From what I understand, they don't work. Every time they've tried to do them, they fail and glitch out, and then they end up rewarding everyone with kudos in the game because they don't work. So, I don't know. I don't know if they would work or not. You know, maybe I would consider it, maybe I wouldn't. Like I told you guys, if there's an online tournament, I would hope that it would coincide with my streaming schedule, but I don't know how they work. I don't know anything about that whatsoever. 1 second, because now I feel like I gotta blow my nose. I sneeze.
You gotta blow my nose, dude.
Ugh. Sorry about that. Oh, let's see. Did I play Half-Life? I did. You can find I played Half-Life. What's it called? Black Mesa. I played that.
Yeah, he did. He couldn't jump.
It wasn't finished at the time. I never went back after that. And I did play a full playthrough of Half-Life 2 and its expansions.
He couldn't jump.
Why not use a converter for the Xbox Fire Stick? Already answered that on this very podcast. Converters, they're not perfect. They add tons of input lag. They're not even tournament approved because they have issues. I'm not using a converter because it would just make it harder. Imagine, oh, I can now use my Xbox joystick on PS5, but now all my moves are even more delayed online. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It's very stupid.
Or you could keep playing it on the Xbox. Like,
Lavinia says the mini PC will
to...
100% play modern games. It meets all spec.
This is the part we need to get to right here. Hold on, let me just make sure we're at normal. We need to go to normal speed for this, I think. But yes, this is the part that is a big to-do. So
Spec requirements. It's very stupid. Lavinia says the mini PC will 100% play modern games. It meets all spec requirements of Elden Ring. My full-size PC has a terabyte. That's not a small amount. It doesn't have a graphics card. What are you talking about? It has what's considered onboard graphics. They're very low end. They're not
like, so he doesn't know anything about PCs and computers, right? And I don't pretend to know a whole lot. Like, there is such a thing called like integrated graphics and shit, and he just doesn't understand or realize that because he's a fucking moron. But yeah, he's wrong, obviously, in this sense.
not good at all. In
Yeah,
fact,
he's not good at all,
did a
dude.
comparison. My graphics card in my PC, no exaggeration, is like 4 times better than the graphics in that mini PC.
Wrong.
It doesn't have a dedicated graphics card. It's the onboard graphics. How would I play Elden Ring on it? Yeah, maybe at ultra low settings, 10 frames per second, maybe. And then it overloads and overheats within an hour, maybe.
Won't overheat.
Like, where are people getting these weird notions from? It's very odd.
It's called Google, Phil. They actually bothered to look it up. And keep in mind, he didn't look it up at all. He is literally going off of what one dent head told him. One dent head told him about this. That's it. Just one told him about this. And he's like, where is people getting these ideas from, dude? I don't know. It's like, oh, you're totally 100% trusting that whatever this one person told you is true. And it's not the case.
It's not tournament legal at EVO. There's only one converter allowed at EVO, and even that adds significant input lag, but people are doing it if they can't afford another joystick. Would you like me to reiterate everything I said on the podcast specifically for you? She takes them both out, boom, because you showed up late, and now you want to ask the same questions that I already completely answered sufficiently earlier in the show. In fact, how about this? We'll have a special show just for you. It's the Level 1 podcast just for the latecomer who wants to second guess and ask me questions I already answered earlier to try to make me like a gotcha moment on my podcast, all right? So there we go. We'll just start over completely. In fact, you know what? Here we go. Just for this person who showed up late and wants to ask the same questions I've already answered. We'll do this. You ready? Here we go.
And he wonders why people don't like him.
All right, we're not doing
that. He wonders why people don't like him.
What else do you guys want to talk about today? Hopefully not joysticks. No, I've not ridden in a jet. Almost no one has. Lavinia. Oh my God, Lavinia. You're doing it too.
How dare.
Did I literally not do a segment explaining that mini PC has no ventilation whatsoever? There's no fan.
And again, he has no tech information on this. He doesn't have like the instruction booklet up. Like, he has no information. He didn't Google it. Nothing. He's 100% going off of what one fucking person said, and that's it.
Intercooling. So even though it might play a 3D game, it's not meant to do that because it will overheat. AMD processors are meant to overheat. They're not good. They're not like Intel processors with a cooling solution. This thing is going to overheat. Okay, hold on. Let's do it again. Here we go. This one is for Lavinia. Ready? Here we go, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Asshole. And again, he wonders why people don't like him. He wonders why he's losing viewers.
Are we good now? Are we good now? Can we now move on to the things I already explained earlier? Will I eventually play Chrono Cross? I have no idea because I don't know anything about Chrono Cross. People have said that it's like it is a sequel to Chrono Trigger, but I never played it. I heard it was not good. I heard it was like nowhere near as good as Chrono Trigger, so that's why I always stayed away from it.
That makes sense. Oh, it's not as good, so I'm not gonna ever play it.
Expand Dong, here's the thing. It's not that you can't come to my podcast and ask questions and you weren't here earlier.
No, that's exactly the fucking case. You can't ask any questions.
Like, well, Phil, you're completely wrong on this topic because here's something that I know, but I've already addressed it earlier in the show.
That doesn't mean you're right about it, Phil.
We already had a segment about the joystick adapter and how it won't work.
Just because you think you're right doesn't mean you're fucking automatically right, you moron.
Online, we already have input lag. You don't want any added input lag. We already talked about how that mini PC, although it may actually be able to play 3D games, is not meant to do that because it has no cooling solution.
And you have no basis for that or no idea.
The whole thing will be fucking white hot and melt down and shut down. You don't want to do that.
He loves to pretend he knows shit like this.
Why
would he really doesn't.
Why do I have to completely halt everything to answer your questions we already addressed earlier? Right?
Because you're wrong. Because you're wrong.
Lavinia says it will not overheat like that. Okay, Lavinia, can I ask you a question? I'm going to ask you an honest question because Lavinia knows everything, okay?
She knows more than you do.
In a PC, okay? When you have a processor.
You don't even know, dude.
Do you typically just tape it to the wall or do you have it in a cooling solution, such as a very large heat sink?
It's like
cooling gel, okay?
All right, so I got a question. Like, why would they even make a mini PC if it had no way of cooling down like that? Like, what kind of piece of shit company would they have to be to, like, have no way to know whatsoever of how to have it cool down or anything like that? Phil, does your phone overheat? Because your phone is just, like, most cell phones today, I think I said this already before, most cell phones today are, basically mini computers. They're like really fancy. They don't have a fucking fan in here. I don't have a fan in my phone, Phil. You're just being a fucking asshole for no reason.
I'm correct. Am I correct in assuming
you're wrong
that processors and PCs usually have cooling solutions on them to start, correct?
This probably does too.
We can all say that's a yes, right? I'm waiting for her to say yes, that's correct. Because I want to be sure that everything that I'm saying is correct.
He treats his fans like such shit. Correct, like,
right?
Holy fuck.
Okay? Lavinia, you didn't answer my question.
You didn't answer my question.
You gotta answer my question. Do processors have cooling solutions like nice heat sinks and cooling gel and all of that? Do they have it? Yes or no? Okay? Is it a yes or no answer?
Such a jackass.
Alright? Well, she's not answering. The answer is yes. Okay? Now, do modern PCs have a series of fans inside of them to also cool off? Because when you run that PC at high end, like a game, it gets hot. Does it have a cooling solution? Right? The answer is yes. All modern PCs that you're going to run any kind of a game on have these things because things get hot when you do things with them. Okay? It's that simple. That PC over there is not meant to be a high-end gaming PC. It's not designed that way. If it were, it wouldn't be tiny. They wouldn't have made it small. You understand? If you want a gaming PC, you don't get a mini PC. That's the whole point. Okay? Oh my goodness.
What an idiot.
That's right. It does not have a dedicated graphics card. It has what's called onboard graphics, and onboard graphics are not good. Onboard graphics essentially are the bare minimum to run anything. So Could I play Elden Ring on it? I bet I could get it to boot Elden Ring. All right. Probably with like no lighting. Probably with like low graphical settings. Probably running at like 25 frames per second. You know, I could probably get it to boot it. And it would probably be delayed, by the way. It would probably lag up, have frame drops, be pretty much unplayable. But I could play Elden Ring on it. Oh, by the way, after 2 hours, the PC will be steaming fucking hot. Like,
have you tried it yet? Do you know that yet? You dumb shit. You don't know jack shit.
It's just crazy, you know. Whatever. I don't even know what the point is, too. Like, what is the point of arguing with me on this? Who is asking me to use that mini PC to play high-end PC games? Right? We already talked about this, right? That we were going to basically look into possibly upgrading or buying a new PC. We even got all the specs last year. We talked about it. It just didn't work out. Like, I totally wanted to do that. And it didn't happen because there was so much other shit going wrong financially and everything. You know, everything, every little thing keeps happening. Every time I think I have a little bit of money saved up, oh, here we go. This breaks. This goes wrong. This is like, fuck. But that's life, you know? That's life. And you deal with it. So
maybe you shouldn't be a total asshole to people.
My capture device,
and more
lighting,
people be willing to give you money.
The processing load between the GPU and the CPU for encoding for the on-demand videos, but also the streams. So now everything's improved this year, right? Even though I'm still using the same equipment, I'm optimizing the use of the equipment I have, and things are better. So I didn't have to go out and buy an expensive PC. I'm good, right? You know, it's piece by piece.
It's piece by shitty piece. No offense, piece to piece.
Again, what we talked about last year, because I keep saying $3,000. If you remember last year, we had a list of components. In fact, I still have it over here.
What? Oh, God. Shut up,
Phil. We had a
Phil.
list of components that we talked about together over
we had
the
a
course
list
of
of components,
podcasts.
dude.
It was either an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X or an Intel i7 processor. For the GPU, the NVIDIA 3060 Ti or 3070. For the RAM, 16 or 32 gigabytes. For capture card, an internal 4K capture card. The hard drive, a 1 terabyte SSD for your operating system.
You don't need a whole 1 terabyte for the operating
standard
system.
HD, or HDD for storage.
That's kind of a
lot.
lot.
We talked about all other things like webcam. Don't need that anymore. I have a new webcam. You're gonna have a cooling system.
Your webcam still sucks.
Good PSU. We were talking about for the motherboard. Maybe look at the Sony A series. All right, at least an 850 watt power supply, and they call them gold. And someone even said maybe the MSI B550 Tomahawk motherboard as well. That there's different motherboards you could do. Actually, I think that Sony A series was the webcam that we were talking about. But I think we're good with the camera I have now. Is fine.
No, you're
right?
really not. It sucks.
So there you go. That's what we talked about a year ago. Now that's a year. Everything changes. If we were to sit down and talk components this year, I would almost guarantee you the price would be way less. Why? No one's doing that fucking mining for Bitcoin anymore, right? And that's what was driving up the prices of PC components. So likely we could get a similar thing, maybe updated components for cheaper, which is good. I'm actually glad I didn't spend money on it last year because everyone said, man, you actually would have overspent last year.
But I'm still begging for it now.
So it actually makes sense that I held off and didn't do it, which is great. So maybe if we were to do an updated list of components that's similar to this, maybe it would be like $1,500. Great. Thing is, I'm not desperate for that right now. You know what I mean? Like, really, right now things are good. My capture quality's good. My camera's good. Everything's good right now. Now, I will want to do an upgrade in the next year to 2 years. For sure, I need to get a new PC at this point. But we're not there yet, okay? So, I received a $2 tip. That CPU is what is considered a low-powered chip. It does not create as much heat as a normal CPU. They can be passively cooled. It shouldn't overheat, but I don't know the kind of passive cooling it uses, so take this with a grain of salt. Yeah, I don't know. You saw how small that thing is. It's really small. And I remember I said it looked like it had speakers on the side. Then I realized those aren't speakers. That's just the ventilation is just holes in the side. That looks like what you would normally have on a speaker. You
mean like a phone would have
or something, right? I was like, oh, that's what that is.
4492.
Oh, okay. Can I read the full stats of the mini PC? No, they're not even on it. I'm serious. That box doesn't even have the full stats on it. I won't know till I hook it up and I turn it on and it actually tells me in the stats what's in there. I don't know. The box doesn't say. It just said the processor. That was it. Can I Google it? No, because I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the thing. It got mailed to my house. I don't even,
You can't
it didn't even
Google
come with
it?
a proper thing on it to say exactly what it is. I don't even know what it cost. I have no idea.
Oh my god, you moron.
Like I said, tomorrow I'm hooking it up, and I'll turn it on, and I'll look into the system stats, and then I'll record that.
I don't know.
We'll talk about it the next day. We'll talk about it Monday morning on the podcast. What I discover about this thing.
What are you gonna discover?
Yeah, but I don't know the name of it. I've told you guys I'm reading it off the box. I don't even know what the name of the model is. So, like, take a look.
It's super easy to look it up.
Okay? Just look at this.
Yeah, just look at it.
It doesn't have a name. All right? On the back, it says the specifications. AMD Ryzen 7 5800H. Memory 32 gigs. Storage 1 terabyte. Network Wi-Fi 6 LAN 1000M. And then the input of the power adapter. That's it. That's all it says. Okay, so it says Trig Key S Speed High Performance S Series Mini PC 5 generation sticker over here. What's the fucking name of it? Is it the S Speed? Is it the Speed S? Is it the S5? Is it the S5 Speed? Is it the Speed High Performance S Series Mini PC? Is it the Trig Key 5 generation S Speed? Is it the S Speed Trig Key 5 generation Mini PC? I don't know. You tell me.
Because you're an idiot.
It doesn't even have documentation in it that says anything like that. There's 2 pages and all it says is what you plug in to turn it on. That's it. Like I said, basically, what you got to do is hook it up and see what the fuck's in it. I won't know till I actually hook it up.
So if you don't know for sure,
the Trig Key S Speed Mini PC, but then someone else says no, it's the Speed 5.
So Google it. It'll take 2 seconds. Yeah,
no, that's not it. Here, I'm going to open it. Ready? All right.
Probably has like a bunch of paperwork in it already.
User manual. This one says S5. Is it the S5? Is that what it's called? The S5? Even this doesn't have a name. There's no name. It literally doesn't have a name. Even in the book, there's no name. Look. Here it is again. Trig Key, right? Discovery Technology Green Life. Okay, on the bottom it says Model S5. On the bottom it actually says Model S5 right there. Okay? There you go. So, it says that right there. That's all I know. Model S5. Okay? No, that's the actual model. I still don't know what this rubber thing is. Look, this rubber thing sticking out of it. It comes from the inside, but I don't know what the fuck that is. Look, it's like a rubber thing. It's coming out of the bottom. I don't know what it's supposed to do. Make it so that it stands up slightly on the front or something? So it doesn't sit flat? I don't know. It's weird. That rubber thing is very weird. Right? The Trig Key S5 Mini PC. That's what it's called. See? And I said it looks like a speaker. But you know what that is? That's got to be the cooling. That's got to be how it actually cools itself, just by having openings on the sides like that. See? So there's no fan in there.
Doesn't need a fan.
There's a fan in this thing.
It doesn't need a fan. It just needs air.
Maybe there is. You think there's a fan in there?
Oh my gosh, there could easily be a fan in there. Look at your switch. Look how small your switch is. That still has a fucking fan.
Really? People are saying it does have a fan?
Oh my god,
it does have an internal fan. Jeez, it'll be interesting to mess around with. So yeah, this is AMD Radeon graphics, but I don't know what, I don't know what the graphics are. It doesn't, you know, I won't know till I boot it up. We'll find out tomorrow. Like I said, I'll record all this stuff for you. Anyway. Okay. Here we go. All right. Ow. Ow, my foot. All right. So, are we good?
So, am I an asshole? Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, dude.
Anyway. All right. We'll see you tomorrow when I hook it up, and then we'll mess around with it. Like I said, a good test would be, you know, a retro game. But like I said, I actually have a series of games on the Steam I can try. It's really about hard drive space. There's only a terabyte hard drive in there, so depending on how much the OS is taking up, I could probably install a couple games and see
quite
how
a
they
bit.
run.
You could probably install
run
quite
like
a few
shit, though,
games,
right?
especially if they're not.
I don't really have like crazy graphics intensive games. You know what I have on there? That horror game that starts with a V that I played a few years ago. I loved it. What was it called? Fuck, I can't remember the name of it now. You remember that one? That's on there. And Steam. Maybe I'll try that. No, not Bug Snacks. No, not Vampire. Oh, God. Forget it. Visage. Yes. Visage. I have Visage on Steam. We play Visage on there. See how it looks, right? I'm curious what other games are on there that I got on Steam, because I have older games. Who do I have on Steam? Play that.
Stop.
Well, various different things.
Rocking back and forth like that,
anyway,
dude.
We'll mess around with it. Anyway, guys, the podcast has gone long. We're just dicking around now at this point. Okay?
No shit. You always do.
All right. So thank you all for watching the show. All right?
Thank you.
I can't wait
to
finish Final Fantasy and give you my final verdict. We'll have some chill fun in GTA today. Tomorrow, I'll probably give you my final thoughts on Final Fantasy on the podcast.
Final.
And again, if there's any updates regarding the joystick situation, I'll let you know as well. We got a few more days to decide. All right? Thank you all. Great show today. Regardless of the fact that I had to repeat myself 10 times. And thank you for watching. And I will see you all tomorrow. That's it. I have nothing else to say. Peace out.
All right, so I got a few more short ones. I don't know the right. Was that one day ago? That's loud. That's loud. That's so loud.
I need banana, tasty banana, put banana.
That's I don't know if this one's the same one, so let's just go for this one. Why is this one so much louder than the other one?
But if you've liked fighting games, this is good news for you. But I will ask.
That's a big if.
For a favor. If you like fighting games, if you're appreciative of the fact that I am putting in this effort and this investment into them to try to make it the optimal experience for all of us, for me to play them and you know, excel at them, and for you to enjoy the content I put out, please support the fighting game streams. All right? You know, this is a huge investment. That joystick alone was hundreds of dollars. Then I rebought Street Fighter 6. I got the year of PS Plus. That's over $100. And then moving forward, I'm going to get MK1. That's more and more and more. Okay? So, please support the fighting games, because I just dropped a lot of money. All right? I'm not saying, hey, guys, come on the stream and dump a ginormous contribution. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey, come to the fighting game streams. Please watch, please support. If you're someone who watches the fighting game footage on demand after the fact, please consider supporting in some way besides ad revenue. Ad revenue on YouTube is so tiny, and even if you watch
my
every
gosh,
single
it's
one of my Street Fighter
big,
videos,
bro. And ad revenue is actually pretty good. Like, I think like some people are doing some math, some forbidden math or whatever, and his actual ad revenue is actually doing pretty damn good. But he's trying to pass it off like, oh, it's such a tiny little amount. It doesn't mean anything. I'm like,
does it help?
okay,
Of course
sure.
it does. But with this investment I'm making in it,
sure,
hopefully
bro.
you'll consider maybe a tip or a super thanks on a video or something like that. That would be very, very nice of you to go above and beyond. And thank you in advance to anyone who does support the fact that I just invested a ton into this. Okay.
That was your badass. Not badass. That was your dumbass decision to do. It's not. He made like a horrible, shitty business decision, and now he's trying to pin that on his fans. Phil, that's not your fans'. That's not the fault of your fans. It's not your fans' fault that you did that. That's your fault. That's on you because you're a dumbass. That doesn't make it their problem, you know? Jesus.
So there we go. Now going on behind the scenes of everything. And I tried to tell you guys about it without giving you specifics, and it's hard to do to explain that to people. But yeah, my company is not bankrupt. My business is not bankrupt.
You sure about that?
My business is doing well. It's profitable. The problem is all the profit gets sucked up by this insane amount of unsecured personal debt that I have. And also, quite frankly, condo in Connecticut. Once again, third day, okay? Third day of having this mini PC. And I keep getting more information about it, and people keep talking about it. Okay? So now here we are. Day one, when I got the mini PC, I didn't know much about it at all. All right? Day two, I have people telling me that's going to be a really good PC for emulation. That's going to be a really good PC for, how can I say? Like projects. But it's not a gaming PC. It's not meant to be a thing to play video, 3D modern games on or anything. It's basically one of those PCs that it's going to overheat. So you're not going to go too crazy with it if but as a little, standalone project thing, it's nice. Then, after talking about this on the podcast yesterday, I get a bunch of messages overnight, people saying, you got it completely wrong. You have no idea. This actually is a gaming PC. And I'm like, huh? And they're like, yeah, so that people have now done research on the actual, this thing, because now they know the name of it and everything. And come to find out, it can play modern 3D games. Not well. Like, you could play them around
how
mid to low
about
settings.
that? That's kind of like what Lavinia was trying to tell you, dumbass.
But you can play decently.
Are you going to apologize to her because you're acting like you were a know-it-all who fucking knew everything?
Games like Witcher 3, but you have to play it on low settings. You see? So it can play some modern games. I don't know if I would want to play Witcher 3 on low settings when I could just fucking play it on my PS5. You see what I mean? Like, why would I do that? It's kind of silly. I can just play it on a console. It's going to look a lot better, right? Because I'm a piece of shit that commits internet fraud.
Because there are some PC games that are only available on PC, Phil, that aren't on other consoles. They do exist, Phil. So that's probably why.
And I think that there's no repercussions for my horrendous illegal actions. It's almost on par with Steam Deck from what people are telling me. It's like almost the equivalent of a Steam Deck. You're almost there, all right? Supposedly, this does have a fan in it, which blows me away. Don't ask me how that fan fits in that goddamn thing, but supposedly there's a fan.
Are you fucking serious? Holy shit. I'm sorry, 1 second. This fucking idiot. 1 second, everyone. Dead air, dude. Does he not know how small fans can get? Like, look, Phil, you do. Phil, you do have. Shit, that's the wrong trying to log into something and it's being stupid, so my apologies there. 1 second. I am multitasking. Like, he does have a Switch. If you pick up the normal actual Switch, it's a lot thinner and a lot fucking smaller than that big chunky mini PC, right? But that Switch still has a built-in small fan. So it would make sense then that your mini PC, which isn't all that mini to be honest, would also have a fan. You dumb shit.
Okay, I guess we'll see again. I haven't hooked it up yet. That's what I'm doing tonight. All right. So apparently it does have some kind of a cooling solution. Okay. So I guess we'll see when I hook it up tonight how it works. But here's my goal. Money, 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 money. It does fit in front of my TV because that's where I'm going to be putting it over there as I set this up. I'm not going to be using that keyboard to play games. I'm going to be using the gamepad. You know, my Xbox controller via USB. But I need to, obviously I need a mouse and keyboard to get this mini PC set up, right? Let's take a look at this mouse. The fuck is this? Oh. It's a weighted mouse. It has 2 weights that are loose that you could put in the mouse.
What? Why would the hell would they do that?
Let me see here. Yeah, look how dumb this mouse is. It has, oh Jesus! It went fucking flying. Hold on a second here. Jeez, it literally went flying, and I think I just lost one of the weights.
What is he doing?
Because I think it had 4. I think it had 4 weights, and I just opened it, and one of them went flying.
All right, I will admit that is a weird ass fucking mouse. What the fuck?
The whole idea of a weighted mouse is so silly. Like, why the fuck do you need a weighted mouse? Why do you want your mouse to have tons of weight? It's so dumb. So it has a door. You push it, it opens up, and then in there you could put 4 weights that weigh down the mouse and have some heft, I guess. If you're really caring about this mouse being a gaming mouse, which I'm not, it looks really ugly. It's an ugly mouse. And by the way, they idiotically put that gooey shit. You know how it's like supposed to feel soft, but it's really not. It's like that rubberized shit. They got it here on the mouse.
It's gooey.
The mouse is already like 9 years old. Now, I've never used it, thankfully, but this wears out. This wears out like crazy. I don't know why they put that on there. It's junk. It really is junky. So you can tell it's a crappy mouse. Here. How does it feel? Let me put...
What kind of mouse he has.
Onto this thing. People, wow, Phil actually isn't the bad guy that people always purported him to be. In fact, what he's pointing out is that his worst moment is nowhere near as bad as what people make it out to be. This is so stupid.
So are you, Phil. Oh! So are you.
Did you see that?
Did you see that, dude? What the fuck?
It attacked me. What the? They're 5-gram weights. And you can put 4 of them in. So I put 4 5-gram weights into my mouse. And now I have a minorly weighted mouse. Like, this matters, right?
To be, like, I'm not no professional PC gamer, dude. But when I have this really nice, it's a Logitech office mouse, actually. M705 office mouse. And I love this thing because, like, I have big hands. So this thing is, like, ergonomically fitted to my hand, dude. So I can actually move the mouse around. And it's wireless. And it actually does have really good heft to it, though. I really do love this mouse. So, like, when I'm playing a game, I don't want a super, super lightweight, chintzy feeling mouse. I kind of would rather have something that does have a little bit of heft to it.
Phil actually is a really toxic person, so we're just going to keep saying, why am I toxic? Because it's a meme. Oh my god, excuse me. Woo! So, there we go. I have a keyboard and mouse to use with this mini PC. I'll actually put it over there because this is where I'm going to use it later.
Are you, Phil?
Run Fightcade on this mini PC and play retro fighting games. Super Turbo,
Yeah, you can do that now.
You know, classics.
Get your ass kicked.
Yeah, I've wanted to play for years and years. Maybe people will actually play the old school versus games, X-Men versus Street Fighter, stuff like that. Marvel vs. Capcom 1, which I was one of the best in the world at one
No,
point.
you were not. Shut the fuck up. You were not the best in the world, you fucking lying sack of shit. Anyone could go back to your FGC content days and stuff, or just ask any of the people in the FGC. You were not the best in the world at that fucking game, Phil. Sorry. But you fucking weren't.
A million years,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
So all those old school fighters, I may actually be able to play them. Now, there is a downfall to that. People who play on Fightcade are ultimate tryhards. I know this for a fact. They've literally been sitting there for the past 20 years playing these games on Fightcade.
No, that just means they're actually good at the game.
My ass handed to me trying to play these games on Fightcade.
That's why you don't go on there, Phil. Because you'll get your ass kicked.
Every day's competition day. For what? But that's how
because
they are.
They're good at the game and they want to get better.
10 years, let's have some fun. Oh, one-hit death. What the fuck? What just happened? I was trying to figure out my special moves. You know? Oh my god. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you are. Jesus Christ. Let me see.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan.
Drip,
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Just listen to this. Gee, I wonder. I can't wait to read this one because gee, I wonder where this mentality is possibly coming from. Are you ready? Listen to this. This is great. There is speculation online. The only reason you bought the PS5 version of Street Fighter 6 was so you can avoid getting beat by better players on Xbox. It's cross-platform. Let's continue. People are saying you're just going to pad your stats on PS5 playing crappier players. It's cross-platform. Did I not say what I hope?
It doesn't matter if it's... Okay. All right, folks, come here. Bring my mic over here. It doesn't matter if it's cross-platform or not, Phil. Do you not understand what they're trying to tell you? They're trying to say that it, like, by switching over to the PlayStation 5, you will have to start over at a lower rank. And when you're playing at a lower rank, you're going to go up against opponents that are lower rank than the master rank you had with Blanca. AKA, you are purposefully smurfing your account in order to keep playing with Blanca without having to fight tryhard in his words, tryhards and master rank opponents. So because he gets Cerise, because he fucking spent all this money for the PS5 version, he can reset his rank and he can keep playing as Blanca and not have to fucking worry about getting his ass kicked in while playing as Blanca because he's not at master rank.
Hope I can do is very quickly get back to where I was. For example, with Honda, I'm at 3-star diamond. That's after 1 day of playing Honda on Xbox. What makes you think I can't do that on PS5? I'll be back there within 1 or 2 sessions. With Blanca, yes, it took 2 months to get to master, but that's because it took me over a month to get to diamond. You understand? Now, I'll probably place in diamond. After playing my ranking matches, I'll go right into diamond and turbo through. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It just shows a complete lack of any kind of conscious, intelligent thought in regards to fighting games or how this game works. It's cross-platform. You're not running from players. You're playing the same players on any console. It's just that I have to get through those rankings again quickly. So
yeah, it's not going to take quickly, and he's not going to be in a huge rush to get through those rankings either.
Guess who's saying that, right? The dumb fuck trolls who don't actually understand.
So first of all, there are a lot of trolls and detractors who play the game better or as often, if not more, / better than he does. He loves to pretend that, oh, these trolls suck at Street Fighter 6, and I can beat all of them. No. Some of them are actually really fucking good and can kick your ass, Phil, and have. So shut the fuck up. They know about the game.
How Street Fighter 6 works. Right?
At all.
So, if they're that dumb, I don't know what else to say. I don't, you know.
God
if you're
damn,
that
he's
stupid, you don't
annoying.
understand Street Fighter 6, but you want to spin everything into a toxic, negative thing towards me.
Because you're a piece of
I
shit.
can't help you if you're that stupid. You know, I wish people weren't as stupid and they didn't literally make stupid narratives that then people blindly followed because they're also stupid and they just want to believe toxic, negative shit.
Oh
about
yes,
people on
that's the
internet.
case.
Like, there's literally nothing factual in the statement. It's just stupidity. My whole goal here
Oh, witty.
is to get as fast back to the rankings I have on PS5 as I had on
Snap
Xbox.
back to
right?
reality.
So what are you even talking about?
You're smurfing your account. That's what they're talking
Makes
about.
no logical sense whatsoever, but that's how these people are. They're really dumb. All right.
Well, let me
Lavinia
tell you.
has been spamming the stream chat, I shit you not, for an hour. Okay? Moderators have warned her to not do it, and she kept doing it anyway. So now it's time to address the very important comment from Lavinia. You ready for this?
Oh, super. He's
You
being
want to
such a
address how
toxic
you treated
piece
me
of
like a
shit.
dunce and replayed out your intro for me because I said exactly this to you about your mini PC.
Yeah. Give her
Well,
an
we already
apology.
addressed this, but I guess we'll do it again. So hold on a second, everyone. Let's have another special restarting of the
And
podcast
he's doing it
this
again
morning, 2
because
days
he's
in
a
row for
toxic piece of
Lavinia,
shit.
Since she wants me to go back and readdress it. So here we go. All
What a
right, we're not going to do
toxic
that because that's
asshole.
wasting everyone's time. But the point I just made is that today I have more information about the mini PC than I did yesterday. As you know, day over day things change. That's called life. That's called gaining information.
And she was trying. Oh my god! And she. So. All right, folks. Let's let this. Let's go back a little bit here. Okay. One dent head told him incorrect information about the mini PC. He took that as God's honest fact. Didn't bother to look into it. Didn't bother to Google it. Nothing. Another fan of his tried to correct him and tell him he was wrong. He got triggered, took super offense at it, and greatly insulted the person. Assuming that the first dent head was totally 100% right, and that she just, Lavinia must be totally wrong. The next day, a totally third different dent head came up and said, hey, actually, it is pretty decent. It can still play it. So Lavinia was actually right all along. And now he's like acting like he researched the fucking information himself and he knew all along and he's not at fault. I'm like, no, you are insulting your own fucking fans for no fucking reason because you're an asshole. You're an asshole. Oh my god.
And experience based on time and investment, and then you gain wisdom based on things you learn. From what I'm to understand, this PC is better than initially what I was told. Initially, I was told it wasn't so good, and then more people did research when I actually gave you the specs on it yesterday, or the full name of it yesterday, and said, no, actually, it's better than you thought. It's just under maybe the power of a Steam Deck, which is good. So I'm glad that it's better than I thought, all right? Listen to this. RG Beef says, you literally said yesterday AMD processors don't have cooling like Intel processors do. That's not true. That was 100% based on facts told me, or excuse me, information told me by viewers. Okay?
So why are you all upset?
And you have the right to dispute that and say that's not true. What I said was, if you have an AMD processor and an Intel processor and it's in a mini PC and there's no cooling, the AMD runs hotter. That's what I was told. But apparently this mini PC does have a fan. In which case, I guess, that's great then, right? It has a fan, so that means it's going to cool it down. It's not going to matter, right? Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Yes, that is correct. A lot of the things that I say are hearsay based on what people tell me. You're right, because I'm one person and you are many. I don't have infinite time to sit here and research every single possible thing that I say about everything. I don't. I base it on things that I
so then don't act like you know every fucking thing to be, and maybe assume that some people that are trying to correct you are actually correct.
Should I have
dumbass
flown out there to confirm the reports, or could I just talk about it on my podcast today? Do you
What
see?
an asshole.
But you want to nitpick because you want to basically make me look like a villain or like an idiot, and I'm not.
No, maybe you're just
So,
totally an
enough of the bullshit.
asshole. Ever
How
think
about
of
How about
that?
you hold me to the same human standards as every single
Oh
other
my
person who
God.
streams, and stop acting
What
like
an
I'm
ass.
supposed to be an infallible human who knows everything. I don't. I base it off of input I get every day. In fact, you know what I'm saying? So people, when I first got this 2 days ago, people were sending me information. Hey, here's what I think. Here's what, you know, and I base what I talk about on my podcast based on what people are telling me. So then yesterday, some people were like, we don't think that information is correct. Can you give us the stats? So I did. I told you the actual stats on the box. Okay. People researched it overnight and now came at me overnight and actually left me comments. They're like, no, actually, you don't even understand. That's actually way better than you think it is. You can play some 3D games and things on there. Again, not high settings. It should be fine. It shouldn't overheat. And I was like, oh, that's good to know.
Oh, that's
Now,
good to
I have to
know.
consider doing things that I wasn't thinking of doing, you know, with this new information. That's cool, right? But you have to understand, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not going to have ultimate knowledge every day. Yesterday, we had people coming into the last third of the podcast asking me questions about things we answered in the first third. And it was over and over. Like, well, so what? Am I supposed to restart the show to tell you everything I already told you in the first third of the show? Like, it's ridiculous. Again, no one else is held to these kind of crazy standards, and no one else gets this kind of criticism. Only DarksydePhil, because people want to sit here in a toxic...
No, they're not toxic. You're toxic, motherfucker. They are criticizing you because you berate, abuse, and insult your own fans when all they are trying to do is correct you because you were fucking wrong. That's why you're getting this toxic mentality and criticism. It's because you were the asshole first, Phil. You were acting like a total fucking asshole, and that is why you're getting this shit. That's why you have detractors in the first place. It's because of shit like this. God damn it.
All right?
Such an
You
ass.
want to be rude to me on my own show
You
where
wanna
I'm
be
just trying to
rude to me?
entertain
Yeah.
you every day.
Yeah,
acting
we're gonna
like
be
this is
rude
some
to you
kind of a
because you're an
fucking
asshole and you're
scientific show about
mistreating
PCs
them.
or something. It's not. So, newsflash, this isn't Linus Tech Tips. This isn't Digital Foundry.
What?
This is DSPGaming. I'm a 41-year-old guy who has very limited knowledge about this stuff, and I'm just winging it every day. It's time to stop being assholes.
So you're not a professional,
all right,
then?
really. And if you want to live in that toxic asshole world, then stay off my streams, because I don't want you here. I don't want people coming and spamming my streams, demanding things for a fucking hour from me. Yes, perhaps you could have thought that yesterday I was being rude to you, Lavinia, but literally you
were.
sat here in the chat, spammed my fucking podcast, demanding my attention during the time that wasn't even Q&A. Fuck off and get banned and don't...
Oh, spamming your chat? You mean like fucking Derek does all the goddamn time? Oh, I didn't realize they weren't allowed to fucking speak with the king if it's not fucking Q&A. You dumb, narcissistic piece of fucking shit. They have the right... whatever. They were a paying member to you. Not anymore, obviously, probably. And hopefully she gets out of the fucking vortex and does better for herself and follows someone who actually respects their audience. But she had every right to call you out when you're fucking wrong. Just like all the other ones do. You
come
dumb
back.
shit.
You're an obnoxious individual, and we don't want your kind around here.
Okay,
want
we.
people who
Oh,
actually
fuck
have the time to
off.
be chill. So fuck off and kiss my ass. Okay. Much better now, isn't it? Because now she's not spamming the chat anymore.
What an
By the way,
asshole.
her name's not
Holy
Lavinia. I
shit.
know who that is. As always, these people who come by are just sock accounts of other people who have already been banned a million times.
That's not the...
I know who that was.
No, that's not the case. I'm pretty sure she was a legitimate fan of yours, and you insulted and pushed them away because of your fucking paranoia, you dipshit. This is why you're constantly losing members. This is why you're losing supporters and viewers. It's why your audience and video views and stream views are dropping considerably because you're an asshole.
They've been here for months. Again, I'm being nice. I don't reban them. But then they look for opportunities like this to cause drama. And that's all it is. This is more drama bullshit.
You don't know
Take care
shit.
of it.
Shut up.
Here we go. Now, here are all the trolls. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so goodbye to you. So here we go. This is good. Who's next? Because now this is good. It's good to take the opportunity, all right, to clear the community of this toxic element
what an
every once in a
asshole.
while. It really is.
Or you could just like go fuck off.
Clear the air. Wipe
And he
the
wonders
toxic
why
right
he has
out,
no
right?
fans anymore.
It's
Really,
ridiculous.
all you have is fucking Derek and Jade.
And by the way, notice how the
and
regulars are actually very
Ryan.
happy about this because now we don't have to listen to this bullshit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
Now you're
Like,
trying
why
to
the
like
fuck are we wasting time on this
fucking
nonsense? Why on
gaslight them into hating her.
Oh, of course. SD Charger says they're just going to flood back in a couple of days. You're absolutely right, because this is what they do. They come in with their sock accounts, and they
She
change all
wasn't
their
a
names, like, I don't
troll.
know
She
who they
wasn't
are.
a
And I'm
detractor.
very nice.
We would have
I'm very
known
nice to
if
these
she was a
people.
detractor.
I don't
She wasn't.
immediately reban them when they come back. That person in particular,
You're not
I've been
nice.
multiple times. This was like their 5th sock account. And I'm like, dude, all right, I'm going to be nice. And then they come in here with a know-it-all attitude yesterday. Oh, here's my...
A correct attitude because she knew what she was fucking talking about. I love how if someone tries to correct him, oh, it's a know-it-all attitude. No, they just know what they're fucking talking about, and you were wrong. And you can't just fucking admit that you were fucking wrong because that his ego can't take the fact that he was fucking wrong about something. How easy would have been to like, sorry, you're right. I fucked up. I made a mistake. I wasn't sure. But no, he can't even fucking do that because he's a goddamn pussy. Go fuck yourself.
Opportunity. I finally got Phil in a gotcha moment because I'm researching his mini PC and it's better than he thinks it is.
As he's
So here,
rubbing
let me
his
come to
hands. What the
fucking
fuck?
podcast mad late in the last 20 minutes and tell him he's...
It doesn't fucking matter when it was in the podcast. If you're wrong, and people are going to call you out on it. I don't know why it's pissing me off so much. It's just really annoying, irritating to me how he treats people like this. And these are his own fans. And then he wonders why he doesn't have any supporters left. Besides OIC, Derek, and Jade, people who will never fucking leave the vortex. But he is bleeding viewers every fucking day. And he wonders why. This is not how you run a business, Phil. He loves to fucking throw out the, if this was a real, what does he always call it? It's like, if this was a real Blood and Stone restaurant, if this was a real Blood and Stone restaurant and you treated one of your customers that way, they would never show back up at your restaurant. And they would spread the word on social media about how shitty the owner of that restaurant is, and they would probably organize a goddamn boycott against that restaurant because you're a shitty business owner, Phil. You don't know the fucking first thing about business. How do people who never went to business classes and never had a degree in business, they are running businesses by being a detractor of yours more successfully than you're running your own fucking business? They didn't have to file bankruptcy. You dumb piece of fuck.
All wrong, just to get him in a gotcha moment on his own show. To which case I'm like, no, I'm going to make fun of this because it's stupid. No one cares. I don't have the data. We'll have more data. I'm sure people will research.
But you didn't say that. You were acting like a total know-it-all asshole who, like, totally was convinced he was right when he had nothing to back it up. Like always.
So now, this person literally sat in chat, just so you guys know, watch it on demand because you have no idea.
They know.
When I started the podcast this morning, we're running over an hour now. They have been spamming the chat. Are you going to apologize to me? Because I'm right about your PC and you're wrong. And blah, blah, blah. What? And I'm not even kidding. I counted. It was about 40 times they spammed the chat with that message today. 40 times.
Because you were ignoring them. That's why. If Derek said, hey, what did you have to eat today? You'll be the first, like, right fucking away. You'll be, like, right away answering him. But God forbid someone actually is standing up for themselves and demanding an apology for how you treated them shittily, and then you just continue to shit on them and ignore them at first, and then treat them like more shit. Because you're an asshole, and you can't admit that you're wrong.
They spam the chat with a message. So I'm supposed to be serious about this? You know what I'm saying? You're out of your mind. And by the way, no, that wasn't a supporter. That's someone who's been gifted memberships 3 times in a row, and it's a sock account of a fucking troll. I know who it is. I say I know all these people who are coming in and acting.
Oh, okay. Well, who is it then, huh, Phil? Tell us.
All right? That's someone, oh, it's all about me. It's not. It's my podcast.
Tell us
not
who it
yours,
is then.
All right? Enough with the being completely unfair to me and trying to make it out like I'm a villain. And again, why did they do that? Why did they just spam my chat for 40 minutes with the same message? So that now there could be highlights of this podcast so the haters can talk about something today. Go fuck yourselves. Literally, lick the shit in my asshole. I don't care about any of you. You're all insignificant humans. None of you will ever do
Oh, yes, but you're not insignificant, and you're very important, right,
I got the drip.
Mr.
Go.
Narcissist?
I got the drip.
What
Go.
the fuck? He's such an asshole. Like, a huge asshole. I'm like, I honestly can't... I don't understand how any of his other viewers watch his shit and still support him after seeing shit like this. And then he goes right into fucking begging. Like, holy shit. I think these are both the same thing.
Not in my mouth. Squeeze the peel, it comes in. Then
God damn.
Squeeze
Sorry for getting so heated, everyone. It just...
Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to GTA
it just
5,
really
the
pisses me
anniversary
off.
run. And here's the deal. Number one, this is the last time that this will be a late night stream. As of Monday, I'm going to start playing this as daytime streams. So it'll be 3+ hour increments moving forward.
Because he's not getting enough support for it on the nighttime streams. And he needs that extra money, guys.
It'll also be the earlier stream, so likely we'll have more attendees. And a lot of people have been saying to me they can only watch this on demand after the fact because they can't be here live. Well, as of Monday, it'll be earlier, so hopefully I'll see a lot more of you. All of you, I'm pointing to you in Europe. A lot of Europeans have been saying they wanted to watch the run and they haven't been able to live. So there you go. In addition, as you can see, when we ended last time, I gave Franklin a whole new outfit. And we actually put on not only this cool hoodie, but this Los Santos cap that matches the hoodie. Well, guess what?
Because I'm low-key begging for money to put on that hat.
What? I have that hat.
Yep.
I literally have that hat in my
Low-key
closet
begging.
right now. And tonight, if we hit the tips goal of $100,
not low-key begging.
I will
This is
put on that
straight
hat.
fucking begging.
And I will match Franklin,
God
which would be
damn.
pretty cool to actually have the same outfit on as the character.
No,
in
it
the
wouldn't.
game.
Shut up.
That was the hat that was given to you as the collector's edition of the game when you bought it a decade
Oh
ago.
my god.
It's pretty cool.
Shut up.
Derek's tennis is currently full of many young players. Very few players up above their 30s. Interesting. It's not a young man. It's not an old man's game, right? Street Fighter is an old man's game. You get a lot of old folks playing it. Old folks.
No,
like
golf
me.
is an old person's game.
Tennis, you got to be spry. You got to be on, quick
Yeah,
on
no,
your
golf
legs.
is
You
an
gotta
old
have lots of
person's game.
stamina.
I
Can't be
heard he
playing tennis
fucking
if you're,
played tennis
fart
for like
with big dangly balls
20
and
minutes.
stuff. You know what I mean? If the sperm freeze,
Like, how fun.
then they die. And so it's a natural defense that when you're cold, your balls shrink. Okay? So if you were to put your balls directly in front of an air conditioner, they would shrink and then they would probably freeze. Not good. All right? So there you go.
What?
There's another testicle factoid for you.
Oh my
Okay?
god.
Now, as for frogs having balls, yes, they do. I can 100% tell you they do because I know because I dissected frogs in high school. And the answer is yes, they do. All right, so we got to go down here, steal ourselves a car, and head over to where we got to go meet with Franklin, right? All right. So, guys, thanks for chilling with me here tonight. We're almost an hour into tonight's stream. If you could do me a solid, if you're having a good time
Give me
tonight, if you
more
would like
money.
the stream, I'd appreciate it. With over 300 viewers.
Why
I
should
know
they
we hit
give you
100
money
likes
when
on
you
the
just
stream tonight. That was
abuse and
outstanding.
berate your own fucking chat, huh, Phil?
Outside of that, anyone would like to support the stream in any way, please do. I would really appreciate anything, whether it be a super chat or a membership or a gifted membership or a tip or anything here. Remember, if we hit $100 ever of tips during one of these GTA streams, I will put on the same Los Santos hat
This
that Franklin
fucking
is now
begging.
wearing
Holy shit.
in the actual playthrough to match Franklin, which would be pretty cool. Right now we have a $5 tip, so we're a far cry from that. Okay. The absolute best way for you to contribute is to tip me. The reason being, in the month of April, there was a week where I was in Connecticut spending time with my parents and getting married, and I didn't make any money. Now, you know, it was a big problem because at the same time my taxes were due. So even though I did raise some extra funds before I left, all the money went to taxes. And so now I'm back and I'm realizing I'm going to receive a very small, or I shouldn't say very small, but a very reduced payment from both Twitch and YouTube this month. He has my hairline and everything. It's perfect. But anyway, we'll see what he has. All right. Good place to split the part.
No,
Thanks,
your
guys, for
hairline's
watching.
a
Remember,
lot
if you're
worse than that.
continuously watching and enjoying my GTA 5 anniversary run, no exaggeration, this playthrough has had the most views and most engagement of anything I've been doing for like over a month. So if we can keep that up, if you could like this video and leave comments on this video, that would really help the channel out if you could do that. Thank you in advance to anyone who's doing that and watching on DSP Gaming. Thanks, and see you next time. All right. Splitting the part, everybody. I'd actually just like to stretch my legs. I don't have to use the bathroom, but my legs are feeling a little stiff. So I just want to stand up for a second before we continue. I'm getting old. I got to stretch every hour. Really, I'm serious. Like, I'm getting older now. I feel like I got to get up every hour.
Just exercise then. How about that?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, shit. I'm 36 years old, guys. I'm not 20 years old, you know. I have to get up and move around and do physical activity and do other things. All right. Now, guys, if you could support the stream tonight, I would really appreciate it.
Oh,
First
this
of
was a
all,
$5
earlier
stream,
today
that's
was
why.
Final Fantasy 16. Suffice it to say, it's not a very well-supported stream. I'm glad that playthrough's over. But in addition, you guys might not know this, but during the break, I dropped a considerable amount of investment into my streams for fighting games moving forward.
Again, that was your problem. That's not your viewers' problem. That's your problem because you're a dumbass.
I got Street Fighter 6 on PS5. I got PlayStation Network, you know, what is it called? PS Plus on PS5. And I got a new joystick coming, all right? And this is going to allow me to play Mortal Kombat 1. This is going to allow me to play Tekken when it comes out with the most amount of players possible and with better controls. So I did all that investment. So it would be great if you could support the stream.
No,
Especially
they
if you
don't
like
have
fighting
to,
game content,
Phil.
that'd be really
You
nice of
chose to do that. That's on
so
you.
Please consider it, all right? Anything you can do to support the stream tonight would be greatly, greatly appreciated, okay?
The fact that he will, like, waste that kind of money. Because, like, I think they added it all up, and it was roughly around, like, $400 to $450 and shit. Like, that's a lot of money to just be wasting away, basically, on a new joystick and a new version of the game. Like, you don't need that when you already have the fucking game. You have a joystick
Now,
for it.
If you really want to help out
it.
right now, and you heard all this thing, you're like, wow, Phil has a lot of ways to contribute. I wonder, you know, what's the best one? What can I help with the most?
And he
You'll
just
be
thinks he
tipping
can
me.
keep
'Cause right
bleeding
now,
them.
the first 2 weeks of the month, all of my bills clear, including credit cards, mortgages, utilities. Everything clears in the first 2 weeks, but then I don't get paid by Twitch until the middle of the month. So what happens is I have the money to pay everything, but it comes late. And the last couple of months, I've had some problems with my bank account, all right? So if you tip me, those are funds that can go straight to my bank account and pay bills and will allow me to not have those issues I've had the past couple of months. So if you have the option to choose how you're going to contribute today, please tip me if you can.
Gets to breathe.
Oh.
Let it
Oh.
go. He's actually trying. I can't believe it.
Oh. Oh.
You feel that?
Oh.
Yeah, he really likes, like, seeing guys do yoga for some reason.
Now.
Like, look how gay this looks. I'm sorry, like, I'm not even trying to be, like,
Let it go.
homophobic because there's nothing wrong with being gay. But my god,
An interest in my hobbies.
look at this. This autism.
You can breathe, can't you?
Jesus Christ. But he's not a children's entertainer. Not a children's entertainer.
By the way, guys, I just want to confirm, no one else has contributed via tipping or anything tonight, right? Only because there hasn't been one in a long time, and I want to be sure that it's working, not that I'm missing stuff, and then people will say they're upset because I didn't shout it out. There's nothing here, so I just want to be sure no one tipped tonight, right?
No one tipped,
If
I
you
mean,
did, let me know. But,
and they shouldn't.
Looks like
They
no
don't
one did,
have to.
so. Where's this money? It shows money right here, but there's no money here. Pickle Man thinks I'm upset at him. I'm not. I don't know why he thinks I'm upset at him. Maybe he's been trying to talk to me, but I haven't responded because my brother's been playing the game. But no, I'm not upset at you, Pickle Man. I don't know why you
Oh
think
my
I am.
gosh.
Pickle Man, it was
'Cause
not my
you're a piece
intention
of shit.
to ignore your questions. I'm sorry if you feel that way. It was not. It seriously was not intentional at all. Pickle Man, I already told you to stop doing that. If you spam it one more time,
Whip.
I am going to ban you. I've had enough.
Oops. Why is this?
If you've enjoyed tonight's stream, we got a lot of viewers, by the way. If you enjoyed tonight's stream, I really would appreciate it if you could give it a like. It helps for engagement. Lets my channel get a little bit of a boost in the algorithm on YouTube. Anything else would be appreciated, whether it be a super chat or a membership or a gifted membership or a tip.
Oh my
or
gosh,
anything
it's
tonight.
begging.
I'd be greatly thankful. Just invested a bunch into the streams tonight, and hoping that it'll pay off. Obviously, get long-term content for you guys, fighting game content and stuff. But yeah, anything is appreciated tonight. Thank you all. And next time that we play this, remember, it'll be a daytime stream. So we may actually see a new crowd come by to watch during the daytime who couldn't attend these night streams up to now, which would be great. So I guess we'll see what happens on Monday. The other one thing that I do want to say, guys, right now, and I talked about this earlier on my other stream. I'm only going to talk about it for a minute, but it's serious. Like, financially right now, I'm in trouble. I have no money at all because I spent a lot of money this month on games, and I have no money.
That's your fault. Yeah, that's the same thing. So I just wanted to go over this one, and then we'll be done. So after this one, we're gonna be all done for this video.
brother.
Snort, snort, snort,
Kogan.
Drip.
snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
This is the stupidest video I've ever seen. Let's continue.
If my woman replies to a man on Instagram, if she likes another man's photo, she's out the fucking door. I expect absolute loyalty from my woman. And that is not mate guarding, that's not beta. That is just basic territorialism that comes with being a fucking man. I ain't having my chicks talking to other dudes, liking other dudes. My chicks don't go to the club without me. They are at home.
And you know what's so attractive about younger women? A lot of these dudes talk about fertility and look.
For the record, I have literally never seen a word out of this guy's mouth. This is the first time I ever heard his voice. I'm serious. I've seen pictures of him on the internet. I have never seen him speak or heard, I've never heard him speak. Nor do I know the things that he says, and how controversial
Well, I
they
can
are.
fill you in very easily. He's the very definition of a toxic masculinity. Like, extremely toxic, piece of shit, misogynistic douchebag, dude bro, who, like, you remember that whole, what was it, the whole, I'm an alpha wolf, I'm the best there is, that kind of bullshit, like, from the early 2000s? That's what he is. He's, like, leftover from that whole alpha wolf bullshit. It was like, I'm a lone wolf, I'm an alpha male over here, and I'm over here, and I hate women, and women are subservient to men, and, like, basically all that shit. So, like, total fucking, he's a lolcow in his own right at this point, basically.
A lot of people hate this guy.
Because he's a douchebag?
Love and idolize this guy, right? So that's, I'm just going to watch
Ruining
what
a
he
whole
says
generation of
and
men,
comment on it objectively.
kids, boys.
All right? If you're in a committed relationship with someone, you're actually committed. It's not like you're just dating, but you're actually committed. You're together. All right? Can they talk to other people? Yes. Should they be going to other people's Instagrams, watching all their videos and fucking and liking everything and following? Like, that's kind of like stalking, no? I don't know. It's a little weird. Unless it's like a celebrity, I guess. That's a little different, maybe. But, like, should you just go to some common person's Instagram and be, like liking their shit? I don't know. Why would you do that? Maybe it's a family member, but it was, like, a random person on the internet. It's a little weird, I think. I don't know. I don't agree with everything he's saying. You shouldn't completely lock down your significant other and make sure you know everything they're doing. And
Are you sure? I'm surprised you're even taking that stand there, Phil.
Significant other and yourself, where you're not seeking out others and for how they look and liking them for that. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I don't.
I don't know, because that was a little clip. We don't know how extreme this guy is. Let's continue.
He's pretty extreme.
I don't actually think it's that. I think that in the
Misogynistic.
modern world, in the days of old, right, you'd meet a woman, you get married, you be together, whatever. In the modern world, if I meet a girl who's 33 and single, I know the amount of dick that's been through her before me is just simply unattractive. I don't care how nice you are, but you're 33 years old. How many men have fucked? If I got a 19-year-old girl, I might be her second or third man, right? I'm gonna be dude number fucking 29.
Oh, so it's a
and all the
pedophile too.
trauma
That's
and
always
heartbreak
great.
And bullshit they put you through, you're gonna try and bring to my door? Like, well, my last man cheated. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, why is that my problem? So if you pick up older women, you have to accept they've been on the carousel longer. They've had more fucking rides, more spin. I don't want that shit. If you're a female.
So instead, you want someone who's incredibly immature, stupid, doesn't understand life, has no wisdom whatsoever, and actually complete dunce. Like, listen, you can argue both sides of this argument, because you can say, oh well, if people are older and they've been through emotional trauma and they've been through other relationships before you, they're bringing baggage, right? You can argue that. At the same time, you say, well, I want someone who's been through experience, because I don't want someone who's coming into this relationship at an immature mindset that cheating is fine and, you know, fucking around is fine. You want someone who actually is looking, because they've been hurt before. They're looking for someone who actually is a serious mate. 19-year-old people usually are not
still
looking
uses
for someone
the
as a
word
life mate
mate
for the rest of
anymore,
their
though.
life.
That's always
They're
kind of
just fucking around,
cringy, in my
right?
opinion.
So if you're in your 30s, you should probably be looking for someone also in their 30s, or at least similar to the level of, I would say, maturity that you are. Because this doesn't necessarily come with a number of age. But if you meet someone who's been through shit, right, then at least you know that they're going to have a level of maturity, because they know how bad it can be when you are mistreated in life, right? So I disagree there. This guy only wants fucking 19-year-olds. He's an idiot. You know, so you want someone who's only completely immature, has no experience whatsoever in life.
No, he's a pedophile, basically. He's grooming. You
know what it is? It sounds.
And so the same people who follow and like fucking Andrew Tate will turn around and say trans people are grooming kids. No, like LGBT people are not grooming kids, but assholes like Andrew Tate are grooming kids. Sorry, not sorry. It's just a fact.
To me, like, he wants to be the controlling one in the situation.
He is.
He has experience. He'll control the whole
and financial abuse
relationship between him and the girl. And the girl, you know, that's what he's looking for.
At least, like, surprisingly, Phil's not taking his side. Kind of surprised.
Like, and you actually want to keep him happy. The way you think about it is, how can I increase the status of this man? How can I increase his status? How can I make him be perceived more positively in the eyes of his peers? How can I make other men look at him and be jealous of him? That's how you...
Why? I don't know. I'm just gonna shut my mouth, because, like, I don't understand why that even matters in the first place. The only person I should care what they think about me is, like, my immediate family and my spouse or my significant other or whoever you're with. I don't give two shits what anyone else thinks about me other than my significant other and my loved ones. That's it. That's all I have to care about, what they think. I don't care about anyone else. You shouldn't have to care about what other people ask, because life is too short.
Again, this guy
to worry
seems
about
very
stupid
superficial.
Shit. He is.
I want to make this guy look better perceived to others. Why?
He's like the most shallowest motherfucker.
Okay, here's the way that I approach it, all right?
And he's a lolcow in his own right, just like you are, Phil, but for different reasons.
If you want to have a successful relationship, the goal is to make sure that each person in the relationship's priority is to make the other person happy. Okay, so if I'm always focused,
like,
on
we should take a relationship advice on you.
We don't have to worry about ourselves anymore, because we always have someone else looking out for each other. You see, that's the true key to a successful relationship.
I don't know if I'm gonna take relationship advice from you there, Phil.
Decides they don't care about the other person enough anymore, and there's a disparity. Now you know that relationship is falling apart.
Socioeconomic disparity.
Then you don't need to care about what anyone else thinks or says or does about you. So why do you care about making your significant other have a good status? Who cares about who the fuck thinks about or says anything about you outside of that relationship, right? Like, everyone on the planet could say shit about me, but as long as my wife loves me, I don't give a fuck what anyone says, and vice versa, right? Who cares what they say about her as long as I love her? That's all that matters. That's the truth of a real healthy relationship.
That's true.
So what he's saying is, oh, the most important thing is to make the guy look good. Why? Why does the guy even need to look good? Instead, it should just be you two caring about each other. This guy, I don't think knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to a real relationship. I wonder if he's even had one.
I'm a very, very happy man. It's really not complicated. So when we say things like, we don't want you going to the club, blah, 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 we're not trying to tie you down or freeze you having fun. It's not even about that. It's about the fact that every single stupid bitch is in the club, but my bitch ain't in the club. And that gives me status. I think the best thing about...
That doesn't make sense. What? No, here's the thing. If you're in a significant relationship with a significant other, you're committed, then it means that you're probably like spending time with that person more than anyone else on the planet. So if you have the option, you would. So why would you go to the club without them? If we both like going to clubs, we'll go together. That makes sense. But why are you going to the club without your significant other? The whole point, a lot of the times, going to the club is to find another mate. So what are you going there for?
I don't like it when he says
This
mate.
is very confusing. The things
That
he's
just
saying
sounds kind of creepy.
right? Anyway.
Life and the worst thing about life
Anyway.
is the female you're with. If you have a good woman by your side who's truly down and understands who you are and who you need to be as a man and supports you the best she can, sometimes she'll cry, sometimes she'll get upset, whatever. But if she truly does, that can make life a really beautiful thing.
And all four of us know that.
And all four of us know that. And having a woman who's the opposite, ask any dude who had a divorce. Like, it can be horrible. So as a man, managing females and your relationship with females is always going to have a huge impact on how enjoyable life is, whatever. Anything. So that's a really interesting point.
How is it an interesting point? I mean, what he said was like the most base level statement you can make. What? What an idiot.
Absolutely not really love women. I have nothing against women. I believe women are the most precious things on the planet. They create life. They should be protected. They should be provided for. I would never let a woman pay for a bill. I would never let a woman, if someone touched any of my women, I would stand up against 10 men by myself and risk my life to protect her. I believe that women are beautiful creatures. I just don't think that they're as emotionally calm as men in stressful situations. I don't think they can fight like a man can. And for the same reason, I would never drop my children in an all-male nursery. I think that's strange and weird. I would only drop them in an all-female nursery. Women do certain things and men do certain things. And we live in a world now where the whole idea of the roles has been conflated to the fact where if I come along and say women are better with children and men are better at fighting, that I'm somehow fucking sexist when it's clearly true. There's nothing wrong with stating the facts. It's the truth. If I had a woman, I would just...
Well, now he's talking in general. He kind of changed the topic there twice. Again, I think what this guy is a master of, he's a fast talker. And what he tries to do is he'll bring in a common sense generality into a discussion and then make that as his entire premise of being right, when in reality his argument isn't a common sense generality, okay? Why do people think, like for example, he's talking about bring your kids to a nursery and you want it to be an all-female nursery. Why? Why would you say that? Well, women have children and it's in their maternal instincts to take care of the child. In general, in historical accuracy, you can say in history this has happened. In general, women have the kids and raise the kids. Now, that's not in all cultures, that's not in all cases, but this is what's historically happened. The mother takes care of the children, the father is the provider, goes out and works, hunts,
Why is he pounding his desk for
We can
this?
agree that in
Is it really that
generalities in
important?
history that's happened. Maybe not today in modern society, but that's a generality. That's part of biology because the female has the kid and gives birth. The female then takes care of the kid for an extended period of time after. So if the argument is, okay, so we're gonna have my kid and have them go to a nursery, we want all females there because they have the general, I don't know, they're wired to take care of kids. Maybe they do it better or they care more of our kids. I don't know what his reasoning there was there because it wasn't explained. But I kind of understand the generality of what he is saying is that women would be better at taking care of kids than men and they should do it, right? So I want to take my kid to the all-female nursery. They know what they're doing. But the thing is, in modern society, gender roles can be not as generalized or specific.
He is
and
trying
males can
so
be just
hard
as good
not
at taking
to
care of
like
a kid as a
be
female.
considered a
female
bigot
could
when
be
he
just
still
as
is a
good
bigot.
as a breadwinner as a male, because females can go out there and do the job now too, right? So again, what he's saying is I have this really generalized belief system, but what I'll do is I'll just tell you common sense things as a way to back it up, but then I'll push my belief system to the extreme. Like, I would only bring my kid to an all-female nursery. Why? You don't think that a male could take care of a kid? What are you, stupid? Of course they can. It's called training. Maybe they don't have the maternal instinct, but they can still train to be better. In fact, they could probably train to be better at it than a female if they so chose. So
I don't know. I always get kind of cringy when any male calls a woman a female. Like, that right off the bat kind of triggers something in me. It was like, I don't know. That sounds kind of cringy, kind of like has an air of superiority to it a little bit. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if I like that. If females do that, I don't know. Where the hell did this one thing go?
In fact, just because you generally believe common sense, low-level his arguments are low-level understanding, and he tries to blow it into big brain thinking that it's not. It's a simpleton's argument, what he's saying. It's dumb as shit.
decide not to cheat because I decide. However, I would not see my infidelity as nearly anywhere near even 1% as disgusting as female infidelity, because female infidelity involves emotion. You will not sleep with a man.
He thinks that female infidelity includes emotion while male infidelity doesn't. Says who? Who says that the guy's not getting an emotional attachment to the woman he's cheating with? What are you
That's
talking
because
about?
he's a
How do you know that? Are you every man on the
misogynist.
fucking
He doesn't like women, Phil. He hates women. That's why he's like this.
planet? What an incredible idiot. You know what? I'm skipping the rest of this video because I can't stare at this guy's fucking stupid pinhead anymore. He's a dunce.
I got the drip, go. I got the drip, go.
Well, at the very least, he didn't
I got the drip,
support
go.
the views
I
of
got the
him.
drip, go.
Because, I mean, I would kind of
I got
assume
the
he
drip,
might.
go. I got the drip, go. I got the drip,
It's
go.
like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop.
Alright, that's it for this video. Sorry it went on so long and everything. I'm gonna have to edit this a little bit. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.